gentlemen, welcome to another episode of The Flank. I'm joined by the one and only, the human turret, one of the best ARs ever do it. Give it up for the world champ himself, Sam LaRue, Octane. We're also joined by the multi-world champion, a multi-champion, a legend, an icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Patrick Price, a.k.a. Aches. Today, we got a multi-FPS champion. If it's Halo, if it's COD, it doesn't matter. He's got the biggest excuse of them all, drinking a Diet Haggy. Give it up for that nub, aka Enable. And then, of course, we got the one and only, the executive producer of The Flank. Give it up for Benjay Naseem. Thank you so much to Ian for hopping on today. Duarte will not be here on today's show. He had something to do. But I know you guys love that nub, and it feels right to have you on the show, Ian. It feels right. How you doing, Ian? You doing good?
Hey, listen, I took time out for my low-wage living. We're here on The Flank. You know what I mean? I'm with my boys. I'm excited. Thank you.
Absolutely. No, it's good to have you, brother. And thank you for hopping on a short notice. It's always a pleasure. So I see Pat's got his webcam on. How you doing, Pat? You doing all right?
Good, yeah. My background's looking good today, right?
It is looking, Pat.
It's looking a little better,
I spruced it up.
Pat, I'm not gonna lie. It looks great, Pat. It looks better than all the other days.
It still look like a proof of life video, but it's cool, Pat.
I wanted to make it nice for you.
Absolutely. How you doing, Sam? You doing all right?
I'm great, man. I'm doing absolutely fantastic.
That's good, Sam. That's good to hear. And Ben, who you texting over there, Benjay? What's going on over there?
I was texting Zach. You know, we're working on some stuff. Excited for next week to be in Dallas. A couple of teams looking a little shaky. A couple of the bottom teams giving some teams a little bit of a fight today. I don't know. Today was a way better day than yesterday, I'll say.
Yeah, we only have one more day of matches before these teams start getting ready for travel and start getting ready for the event as we head over to Major 2. It's going to be in Allen, Texas. I'm excited. I'm excited for the Major. I feel like nothing beats like LAN COD, right? I mean, after watching all these online matches, like it's about time. And I feel like I'm the only one who feels like we haven't had a Major in forever. I don't know why. It just feels like we haven't had one in a minute now. So I'm excited. I'm super excited for the Major. We'll obviously go over today's matches. We'll take a look at who's playing tomorrow. We'll take a look at the standings. We'll take a look at Breaking Point, take a look at fantasy, all that good stuff, and we'll get right into it. I say we don't waste any time, and let's get right into the first match of the day, as we have the Miami Heretics going up against the Boston Breach today. It was Boston who got the victory here with a 3-1 finish, 250 to 245 at the Skyline Hardpoint first map. That's where Miami was able to get their one map win. But then we have a round 11 in the map 2, where Boston closes it out. We got a 3-1 in the control, protocol control, and 250 to 223 in the Hacienda Hardpoint. Boston win the next 3 maps. We'll take a look here at the stat sheet. We got a .97 from Lucky, a .84 from Metals, a .86 from Real, a 1.31 from Renkor. He continues to shine for this Miami Heretics roster. And then on the other side with Boston, we had a .93 from Cammy, a 1.07 from Big Wake, a 1.0 from Purge, and Snoopy with a 1.8 today. Everybody showing out from the Boston Breach. And take a look at the match MVP. It goes to Awakening with a .88 in Hardpoint, a 1.57 in Search, and a 1.56 in Control. So Big Wake really turning up for this Boston roster. Pat, we'll start with you. We'll work our way down. Miami, they end up getting the loss against Boston today. I feel like Boston's had some up and downs, Pat, but they looked pretty good today. What was your thoughts?
I mean, I've never slept on this Boston squad, not once. Now that Doug's in charge, I got full faith in this squad. Yeah, they've been up and down, but I think they're a tier above. And it's not saying too much because they're still in the middle pack. There's a bunch of them. But yeah, they get it done. And still, I mean, Snoopy, I think Nub, I'm facing you in fantasy, and Snoopy just continues to deliver. I took the lead on you, by the way, today, Nub.
Ain't nobody worried about that. 9,000 damage. We'll see how that goes for you. We'll see how that goes for you.
Boston looking good, turning it around at a good time, right before the majors. So we'll just have to see how it plays out on LAN. I know that's been their criticism in the past, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I think Boston, they've kind of had some ups and downs. We'll see if they can stay consistent, but we'll go to you, Sam. Sam, what was your thoughts on the series?
Somebody help fucking Rancor, man. Damn.
Yeah, dude. Rancor needs some help.
Map 2 for Miami was definitely a heartbreaker. That was a winnable one. But yeah, Boston surprised me. I had Miami winning it. This was kind of a mid-series in general. I thought it was more of a coin flip, but Boston showed up to play today. Purge had an unbelievable map 4. I know he went even to save it, but that guy went on like a 10-kill streak, 30 and 20.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Kind of a takeover performance from him on the map 4, so I want to give him his flowers. And Wake's been playing good as of, I think, basically since the minor, right? he's kind of kicked up a little bit. I've been a bigger critic of his, so I'll give him his flowers as well. I think he's been playing a lot better COD than earlier in the year. But yeah, good win for Boston. Unfortunately, their prize for winning is LAT round 1 though.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. And yes, Purge has been shit. When Purge is hitting those timings and everything's working for him, he's fun to watch. Right. The problem is when you play like that, you kind of live and die by it. Right. It could also hurt you if you can't hit a timing. Right. But today, I mean, Purge, it looked like Vault Hardpoint all over again. Who did Purge do that again the first time when he went on that crazy spree? I forgot who he was playing.
I don't remember who it was. I just remember it was Vault.
Yeah, it was Vault Hardpoint. I don't know who
was
he
it
was
Minnesota? I think.
I don't know, but
Minnesota or Seattle.
Oh, it was the Ravens. The chat remembers.
It was Carolina. Okay,
it was the Ravens. Shout out to the chat. Always keeping us on our toes. But what about you, Benjay? What you think of the series?
I think on the Boston side, a much needed win. Unfortunate to Sam's point that, it results in them getting the 8th seed and having to play Thieves winners round 1. But that's just be life when you lose a couple of series throughout the split. I think on the Miami side, again, this kind of team is really how Metals and Luckies go. When Metals and Lucky go. If they play good, those guys have a real chance to hard out. But it feels like at times with this Miami team, they get in winnable situations, they throw. I'm going to use a word that the boys are loving on the watch party. They just completely capitulate.
There it is.
The map.
Get some bitulate.
Boys I love capitulating.
What does that mean? What does that word mean?
This is how you get some bitches, Tom.
He's breaking the fuck down.
Absolutely. You said that's how you get some bitches? Absolutely.
Get some bitulate.
Absolutely. But yeah, I agree. I don't know what it is with Miami, but Redcore's definitely looked like the best player in Miami, right? These last few weeks. I mean, I think without a doubt, Redcore's been like their top player. He's the only one that I'm seeing consistency from when it comes to this roster. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why this roster is always so up and down. I mean, this is Miami every year. I feel like they always have this inconsistent way of playing. And they're just gonna have to try and find some consistency. I thought Boston was a good matchup for them today. And they kind of got pooped on, to be honest with you. Well, not so much Rencore, but the other ones. I do have some clips that I want to pull up from the series. I don't know if anybody has something they want to say before we hop into some of the clips. Absolutely. Nobody wants to say anything. Okay, let's hop into the first clip, which we go to the end of the hard point here. And it's Boston who actually rotate early to this kitchen hill, but Miami are actually able to break this and end up winning this game. And I want to see how they were able to do it. You can see the setup from Boston. They had one guy pushed out P1. You even had Cammy, who was able to find a kill on the rotation here before we start going over to this P3. But Real, he's able to pick Cammy, get him off that P1 head glitch. And then you can see again, it's mid-map where usually the gunfights usually come in from. But it's Miami who breaks through the front this time around, and they're able to get a clean wipe here. So I'm not really too sure what went wrong here. We can kind of go down the line, Sam, but we can start with you. I mean, I don't know if you're Boston, how you can really change this setup. I feel like if anything, I don't think they expected the front hit from Miami. Maybe Miami changing it up. I feel like you don't see that too often.
I think Miami just played it well as opposed to Boston playing it incorrectly. They singled out Cammy for their entry on P1 and then kind of just collapsed on the hill. I thought it was really well played from the side of Miami. I don't really think there's much that Boston can do in this situation to really help Cammy in this. I think maybe 5 having to turn around was kind of what messed everything up because they weren't really hard blocking. So Purge had to hold the pinch because they had no info top mid. So once Cammy dies on P1, the setup kind of collapses because again it makes Purge turn and then they single out Snoopy. So I think it was just better played from Miami really than anyone at fault really on Boston. Yeah. I think Cammy taking the space mid is the correct play. I think that Miami just made a good play in clearing him.
We should ask. We have someone in the call we did not introduce who is a
we have a guest.
Member of this Boston camp.
Oh, we got Dougie in here. What up, Doug? Sensor Martin in the building. We got a multi-champion, a legend and icon to the Call of Duty space. Give it up for Doug Sensor Martin, folks. What's going on, Dougie?
What's going on, guys? How's it going?
Hey, pretty good, Doug. We're reviewing your team right now, Doug. They lost his first map, Doug. They ended up losing his first map here. Doug, what did you think about this setup here at the end? Do you think Boston trolled here or you think Miami made a good play?
I think Miami just made a good play to win the game, but we really had this game in the palm of our hands. We came out with a lot of energy. We were just winning a lot of gunfights for the first half of the map, and then comms got a little bit hectic. We started to rush a little bit, get a little bit frantic, but I think Miami just honestly started icing up towards the second half. It's always a combination of one team throwing and one team playing better. In this case, I think Miami just kind of edged out the map when it all came down to it. We kind of had to play perfect for the last P4. Unfortunately, it didn't go our way. And it was a really heartbreaker to watch live because we've always been pretty good at map 1 hardpoint. And it just says a lot about our team to be able to go down 0-1 and then go into the next matches, game 2, game 3, game 4, clutching up We constantly go through a lot of highs and lows throughout the season, but we keep on improving in things that we're lacking in, which has been really reassuring. Like every time somebody seems to struggle, somebody else seems to step up, and then no one is struggling for too consistent for too long. Everyone seems to hold their weight when it seems to matter. Like in this match, obviously this determines if we get into winner's bracket, so it mattered a lot. We lost a couple of really close matches to stage 2, but I was just really proud of what I saw this game because especially Purge, he was bringing the energy. I feel like his energy is contagious with the team, and they definitely turned a gear after this map was over.
Yeah, for sure. I wanted to ask you guys, because with this setup here, do you think that somebody should be playing top mid on this rotation and helping the guy P1, or at least somebody maybe
No, you wouldn't have anyone blocking.
Yeah, I mean, I would think that maybe either 5 or 8, like somebody should help P1. I just always feel like the guy P1 gets soloed out on these rotations, always. And there's always
It is the entry. It is the entry. The trade-off for playing P1 is you really can't have a hard blocker because you need to help the front side of the hill, or you have to have someone mid to help trade. So you can't have someone play top mid. You either get one or the other most times, because if you're double playing it, then obviously the split spawn is going to happen. Yeah. So I think that in this situation, Cammy just chose to play P1, and it kind of, I mean, it's not, again, I'm not going to hold it against him. I think it is the right play here, but they didn't know the timing that Metals had top mid, Purge turns, and everything kind of just like gets fucked. You
don't block that spawn, right? If you're like get some kills top mid and just back up after you get the kills.
I've seen, when did it happen? I think it was it Optic that it happened to, where they were like standing top stone and they spawned like basically behind bed, like behind the little fire pit. So there is a back spawn there for that. I don't think they'll spawn like bottom of the stairs. I think you can block that, but there is that back bed spawn. So I don't think so. But like I said, I really don't think that Boston played it poorly. I think that Miami just capitalized on a pick.
Yeah, I mean, Boston, the problem is they end up getting broken the last 2 hills of the game. Then we go into another P4 to end it. And you can see Boston, I mean, they get there early. It's actually Lucky who slides out here and wins a really big 1v1 against Awakening. Slides out, able to take out Awakening. And then I like how he hits the go button. As soon as he gets the blood, he starts seeing blood, right? And he starts hitting it. Boom, it's a clean wipe for the Miami Heretics. Again, just another setup where Boston's here early. I'm thinking that Boston set up. They got the favorable spawns. They just got to work some kills. And I don't know, maybe if you're a big Wake, be careful here, because he's not really in a tradable position here, right? Like as soon as he dies, now number 6 has to pick up multiple lanes. He ends up getting caught, and then the rest just kind of funnels after that, right? Like
once Wake dies, the setup's fucked.
Yeah, it's chalked.
That's what happened both clips. I just think that they played too solo. Like even the first one, Cammy got the first kill. He was top plat, no?
Yep, he got the first kill, but nobody was there with him.
Like, it was, Purge and Awakening, they were playing it passive. I don't know. I just think Boston shit the sheets at the end. It's as simple as that. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, they shit the sheets. I mean, I think Big Wake, if he's going to chow that, maybe have somebody with him, because you know where they're coming. Like, they're coming top cat, and they're pushing off old. So, like, maybe focus those kills and then drop back. I don't know. I feel like somebody could have been there for a trade, or if not, just not even been there. Because the minute he dies, it was chickadee chalk. So, great place for Miami. Any thoughts there? Any thoughts with anybody in that map 1?
Nope.
Then we head into the map 2. And I got some plays to point out. First, I want to point out this 1v1 with Big Wake. I actually thought Big Wake should have clutched this here. He tagged him up. I don't know what happened here, but Big Wake hits him one shot right here. As soon as he gets him one shot, I'm thinking Big Wake is flying at him here. But he ends up just kind of staying back. He doesn't push. He doesn't hit the left stick, and Rencor is able to clutch it up. That was a big round. So instead of this going 5-2, this ended up going 4-3. Did anybody else feel that Big Wake could have pushed that there?
Definitely could have. It also doesn't help that Rancor got nade smoke he messed up his nade and ended up helping him as well.
Yeah,
run that back.
The nade smoke is like insane. So like I'll run it back. Here's where Big Wake. I mean, he had him tagged up right here. I thought right here, as soon as he gets these shots here, like Rencor's one shot, like I'm thinking he's pouncing on this. But instead he
could have tried to reposition for sure.
Yeah.
What is that nade? Yeah, that's insane.
One thing they do sometimes in CS that maybe COD observers should try is like in these ones, they'll like actually hide the X-ray. You can kind of see what they see, and to your point, like how they navigate the nade smoke thing. I've never seen the COD observers do it, but they do it in other esports.
That's not a bad comp.
That nade smoke
cool.
shit is so annoying though. The nade smoke, because that wasn't always a thing in every COD. The grenade smoke, like blocking.
It's been a thing. It's been a thing in a fair amount of games. I feel like
it's duration, and it's like how big that bloom of smoke is just changed over time.
Has it?
It's been a thing. Yeah, it's definitely been a thing.
But it's never. Sometimes it's not been that big of a deal.
Pat knows what he's talking about.
I feel like it's worse. I feel like it's worse than ever this year. Because this is the first year where I find myself bitching like more about it compared to like last games. But It's hard. It's really hard. They're basically like stuns or like flashes. Like sometimes you can't see shit when a grenade blows up in front
Yeah,
of
it's
you.
just a red name shooting at you.
Yeah.
Someone in the chat saying it was 100% a thing in MW2. I remember on Hotel, we used to get a bomb plant strat on the left side bomb where we would like throw a grenade just to
Yeah.
cover the cross, just to
remember
make
people
sure
doing
that they
that.
couldn't see us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
cross
you
crazy.
would double nade the cross so you could get. Yeah, I actually remember that.
That's
That's
actually
funny.
crazy.
That's how they got away with not adding a smoke grenade. They just made smoke.
Bro, it was massive in that game too. It actually
That's
bloomed
insane.
so much.
Then we get into the 4-5 round, and again, this is a round where Boston have numbers, right? 3v2 situation, and they end up throwing this away. You see how it all unfolds. Lucky's able to find a kill on site, and it looks like 2 players lined up from the Boston breach. I'm not really too sure what happened there. I think we'll see a replay here in a second, but Rokkr, he lines them up like Lamar. And ends up finding a big 2-piece there. So big round there for Miami. I'm not too sure what happened here with Boston.
Just lined up for accuracy, unfortunately.
Yeah, they lined up for
Not
accuracy.
playing trades. They're not playing trades, Tom.
Yeah,
Doug,
not playing trades, and also a big win from Lucky on the site. Go ahead, Nub. What are you gonna say?
I just want to hear Doug's PR answer on that.
Good,
Yeah, you know,
Nub?
obviously it was a tough round. A couple of things didn't go out. No, I'm just kidding.
He's good, man.
drawing
He's
board.
trained.
Yeah,
No,
he's
I'm actually
trained.
waiting for the round 11. I want to give you the best PR answer of all time of 2025
Yeah,
for round
that's
11
it.
because that
Yeah.
was a movie.
All right, let me hear it, man.
Yeah, then we get into the round 11, and again, Doug, Boston. Well, actually, it's Miami who trolled this one. Miami had numbers in this round, and you can see Real in the 4v3 situation.
It's cursed, bro. Underground round 11 is
Underground
cursed.
is cursed, bro. Everybody's always
cursed.
playing underground. I mean, they have numbers here. Miami has the numbers. I think Real's probably looking to play like a late flank or something here. And then this ends up collapsing. I think it's Purge who ends up making a play here on site. So he turns the corner, takes down Metals, and then Cammy gets a pick from P1. And now this guy's soloed out here. I mean, Renkor solo dolo. Nobody's there with him. They read that, and bada bing, bada boom. I mean, it absolutely collapses for the Miami Heretics. What went wrong from Miami there? What happened? I feel like Real's just so far out of the play, he couldn't trade anything.
Real took a dog shit route, but I mean, Boston just banged mid and got timings, to be honest with you. I think Real's route off of hitting underground was kind of shit. And Metal's like sprinting into Purge there, whoever it was also kind of unlucky. But let me hear Doug's PR answer.
Doug, what do you think led to Boston winning there, Doug? What do you think, Dougie?
Dude, my heart dropped because the first map was really sad to see, you know, because we were definitely,
Set the scene, Doug. We're all crying. It's raining outside.
yeah, it was just misery, right? Like I was like, man, the boys had this map in the bag too. Snoop gets first blooded. He gets double naded off the bomb. He was committed to the bomb site. He's like, brothers, got naded. Sorry about that. Nothing I could do. And then right away, Cam takes P1. He's like, I got a timing for P1. Evan's like, Purge. He goes, listen, I got a timing for middle. I'm sitting outside of the bomb. Wait, I got a kill. Give me a second. Boom.
Oh my god,
Whole thing collapses.
Play by play.
Virtuoso out of the boys. Yeah, I was getting hyped. I was feeling really confident after that.
Virtuoso. Oh,
Virtuoso out of the boys. Absolutely. No, honestly,
hold on.
no, shout
He
out.
gets hit for that, and excuse
It's
me?
better than come
That's
bitulate.
it. Nah, it is better than come get some bitch late.
Double standards. on
Man,
the
need to
fucking
come
show, man.
bitulate and
Double
get
fucking standards, man.
Hey, you guys are dumb, dude.
I mean, dude, nah, their pre-round Miami's their Vamos that last round was insane, bro. Underground's just
Yeah,
you're on that map, like you're gonna have a better chance if you just 4-hit top mid.
yeah. Don't go
Because it's
underground.
so timing based, and like if the other team, like how Boston did, kind of attacks, they don't play slow. Like that guy underground's just useless.
I always feel like 2 in a round 11. They're always watching underground. Like nobody's just gonna give up underground in round 11, right? So you're
Well, they
only
were really
playing-
watching it. They just made him useless.
Yeah, they didn't make him useless, but I mean, even if the bomb goes down, I'm guessing Real. I think Real was trying to play a late flank off the plant. The problem is
His route was not good. After he hit zip, he took like I think like seven or 10 seconds to like actually get in the play.
Yeah.
Because if you don't hit it fast, like the other team's gonna know.
Yeah.
Then we get into the control. Sam, you lost composure here. I think we all lost composure. Again, just overcomplicating the game. I mean, look at Miami, right? They get all the kills, right? Real, he gets pushed up. I think he gets another one here.
he dies
Actually,
here.
no, he dies. Yeah, so this is where we wanted Real to stack, right? We wanted to see just a full-blown stack here for Miami. And even if you rewind it, you can see the kills. Metals does a great job getting kills. It's Real and Metals who open it up with a 2-piece. And then Metals, he hits his hard point and finds another 2 here. As Snoopy tries to chow, Real finds another one. So many kills going down for Miami. But then Real just runs off the point, right? I mean, I don't understand what stops teams from stacking Like even if you just have 2 or 3 people on it, it goes up significantly faster than if you just have one guy on it. And you can see as they play this out, it ends up costing them, right? Because Real pushes off, they don't get the point, and then Boston, they're able to come off spawn and get another crack at this, and you see everybody from Miami just slowly going down. Purge able to find a couple kills there, and then you can also take a look at the lives now. Miami down in lives as well, not by much, but you know with a minute left to go, 7 lives, not really a lot to work with here. Real should have stacked. No, he should have stacked.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, I mean it's as cut
It's a
and dry as that.
blackout.
Do
It's a
you
blackout.
think it's like he should 100% stacked, or do you still like him just shimmying tower, getting info, and
No,
coming
he
back
should
for the
stack.
team shot?
The info is useless. There's no point. I mean,
Imagine
you
if
have
he's
to
alive on
automatically
the
assume
point.
people are gonna
Yeah,
be-
imagine if
Right
there's 2
here.
people here
Yeah,
watching
because
this
it's
cross.
triple team shot. They also team shoot you from middle. You're never gonna get a fucking.
There's
kills.
that
do you
info.
mean?
You're never gonna, even if you know there's
There's
tower,
actually
you're not
done.
gonna do anything about it. You're just gonna wait for them to chow the point and
Yeah.
get team shot.
Yeah.
So I
think
mean,
of-
Real pushing off here is pointless.
Think about it if you're from Snoopy and Cammy's POV, like when you play, right? When
They're
when
begging
there's-
for a kill there.
Yeah, like when you're coming at a tower or pushing through tower, like you know you're screwed when this point is stacked. Like you literally have to try and like slide out and hope that you're not getting shot from top mid, fucking 2 people on point hitting a crossfire. There can also be a guy in the fucking stairs. Like you just never know. If you have 2 guys on this and Meadows can hold a crossfire with Real, I mean this is raps, right? Like their teammates are picking up mid. The only place he can come from is right here, and they could have funneled him. Right? I think Real, once he died, I think Boston was like they were blessed, right? Like
Yeah, they
Real-
were probably like, holy shit, he just trolled.
Yeah, he
Like,
trolled.
he actually just threw it. We could do this now.
100%. And I mean, we probably could have gone into an overtime here, but instead, it's,
I know they 100% win this round if he doesn't do that. It's
Yep.
fair to say. I mean, they just fill mid with ARs and hold P2.
Yep, little mistakes like that, man. I know it's only one mistake, but I mean, this could have gone into an overtime, and instead, Boston get the W, and they end up going up 2-1 in the series. So you know, little mistakes like that could definitely cost you in this one. And then we go into the last map. We go into the Hacienda, and I just wanted to highlight Purge's streak here. I mean, Purge was it this hill in particular, bro? Every rock hill, he just went crazy. But I think this is just the most important thing to do when you get kills is push out top open and make sure that nobody can push through mid halls. You can catch these timings here so much. You can see Miami just hitting it one by one. Just no trades coming in from the Miami
teamwork.
Heretics. Nope. And Real, he keeps coming, right? Like they just keep coming one by one, and there's really nothing much that they can do here. Yeah.
Is there no one in the comms, Tom, just saying like, "Yo, okay, everybody, take a second."
Probably not, because they're getting
Like, then they're
absolutely
just
fucking-
running into the blender.
They're getting in a blender here. I mean, the communication's got to be off for Miami, and I mean, Purge is also just hitting timings too here, right? Getting tucked, finds
I mean,
one,
that tells you
finds
everything you
two.
need to know right there.
I mean,
That tuck
dude.
himself into that corner, Real runs by. We're fucked. 10 spree.
Yeah, this is actually sick. Too,
Just
bro.
timings, just pure timings. Fuck.
And he was shooting too. He almost gets a 2-piece here too. Look, he almost keeps this going. He's on a 10 spree right now, and then he slides the corner here, and I think he finds another one here onto somebody. I think it might be Meadows or somebody. He takes out Lucky and almost takes down Meadows there. If he would have won that would have been insane. That would have been fucking crazy. But definitely wanted to highlight the Purge 11 spree because he was going absolutely crazy there.
I know Purge's a lot better like this year than he was in the past, but why do you guys think he's like so inconsistent? Like, do you think he just the way he plays is just like a timing game, and it's like when his timings are on, it's
Yeah, I think it's the way he plays. He loves to chow. Like, he loves to get aggro. I mean, there was even one play on the P2, right, Sam, when they got a 4 dead, and he pushed all the way through Rock and challenged them both instead of just playing a corner.
Yeah.
Right? Like, sometimes he's so go, where, like, again, like, as a sub player, you need to figure out those gears of when to slow down and when to speed up. And Purge seems to only have one gear sometimes. So when it's working, it's working. But when it's not, you know, it can hurt the team for sure. I think it hurt them in that P2 when he pushed out. But that's all I have for that series. You guys got any other final thoughts on the series? Boston came out, got the W against Miami. I don't know what their matchups are looking like moving forward. I think, Sam, you said
Yeah,
Boston play LA Thieves, right?
Yep.
And I don't know what's going on with Miami. They fall into the losers bracket, so you know they were pissed after that one. Any final thoughts, guys? Floor is yours.
No,
I do
just
have
want to
one.
show up, to be honest.
Go ahead,
Go ahead, Nubler.
I think after further review, I think Purge plays a lot like Pat. How Pat used to play.
Slay. Is that
I
true?
do.
Pat, that's how
Yeah.
you played, Pat? That's how you
Streaky,
played?
inconsistent. You know what I mean?
that's not the memory I had. Plus, I don't see chronic winner from him.
Well, I mean, come on. You were playing plumbers.
I
He's
think
playing
the
the
best
Maga
comparison,
Munchkins.
To be honest, Ian,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh,
Don't do
bad.
it.
It's real bad. I'll save you for now. I'll wait till later in the show. It's too early.
Don't
It's
do
too
it.
early.
Don't do that. Don't disrespect
wait.
it. No, don't do that.
Oh, wait.
I think Miami. is a little bit lucky. Not lucky, but like the points
hear you
they
on
got
that one.
early in the season put them on 100 right now are helpful. But I think if they get dead last of this tournament, which is a possibility, this is their schedule for the remaining part of the season. Major 3 split. Vegas Optic. You assume Optic will be better either with
Double
or team
Vegas,
or
heard.
change. FaZe Toronto, Minnesota. And then Major 4 qualifiers. Thieves, LAG, Vegas, Cloud9, Carolina. Like,
Damn.
I'm a little concerned now this Miami team needs to have a big event, or they're like, with C9's resurgence, like they're in a real trouble potentially of not being a champs team this year.
There's a lot
It's
of teams
crazy to
fighting for that
say,
fourth
but
spot.
like, it's
Yeah.
crazy to say, but I could definitely see it happening with the situation they have right now.
I mean, thankfully, there's 2 basically auto locks for teams. So now, I mean, there's a lot of teams fighting for those last 2 spots to not go.
Yeah.
Because LG and Falcons aren't going. So those last 2 spots are kind of up for grabs at the moment.
Yeah.
Do you think they make a team change if they don't do well at this major? Like if they get rounded?
Miami,
Yeah.
they should.
They should. I mean, Pat, we've talked about that, right? Making a team change with Miami. It's just a matter of
Bro,
if,
why
right?
is
If
Metal
they'll do
still
it.
on the squad? Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
I
Pat's
mean,
not a
no,
big
you
fan
shouldn't
of
be
it.
surprised. I mean, people have thought that about you before, but yeah, I mean, we talked about it with Miami. Like, if they commit to this all Spanish stuff, it's.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, like,
My turn to get a ring.
respect-
No, nobody won't
respect
try.
Respect the try, but I
14
think
nobody
they,
won't try. My turn to get
Slasher
one.
spread, Mr. Spread, play for pick, giving me 2.
Yo, Liddy dropped a 2.0 yesterday. He gave me 2
Nah, that's crazy. That's
when
crazy.
it was. Oh, I bet
It's the wrong 2, Nub. Give you the wrong 2.
it's the wrong 2. The wrong 2.
Be like that, man. Anybody else? Any final thoughts before we move on to the next one? All righty. Salah. Let's get to the next one. We got the Los Angeles Thieves going up against the Minnesota Rokkr. And it was LA Thieves who get the victory here with a 3-1 finish. They are still all wins here in the stage. I mean, they're 7-0. They have not gotten a loss. 3-3 for the Minnesota Rokkr. 250 to 92 in the first hard point. I mean, that was a masterclass from LA Thieves. And then 6-2 in the Skyline Search. So LA Thieves looking really good. They end up losing the control 3-1, which was surprising to me because they were going for the map record, actually.
We got cheesed out of it, bro. That was an invalid control loss.
Yeah, they were trying to go for, the record's 13 maps in a row?
No, it's like fucking. Is it 13?
Yeah, it was 13.
I think so.
13.
think it
Listen,
was
bro,
13.
it was cheese. That map was unwinnable regardless.
Yeah, they were going for the map record and the streak, and they ended up losing that one. So that was tough considering, especially, weren't they undefeated in control going into that map?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just the bad juju coming in from LA Thieves, and then
It was unwinnable anyway.
And we go to a protocol hard point. LA Thieves are able to close it out, 250 to 212. We'll take a look here at the stat sheet, and it's Estrio actually saving the Minnesota Rokkr from a red carpet with a 1.07. But then the rest of his teammates not having a good one here. As you have a 0.71 from Gio, a 0.93 from Nero, and a 0.96 from Paul X. On the other side, you had Envoy with a 0.93, but you had Dan Ghosty with a 1.43, Hydra with a 1.0, and Scrap with a 1.10. Dan Ghosty having a masterclass series as he gets the MVP in this one as well with a 1.29 in Hardpoint, a 9.0 in S&D, and a 1.3 in control. So Dan Ghosty letting it sing. Nub, you're the special guest. I know these are your boys, Nub. We'll start with you. What happened here, Nub? I mean, the LA Thieves, they looked phenomenal in this one, Nub. They're looking good.
They're the best team in the game, child. They're the best team in the game.
They're playing like
Nate Shaw sold his soul for Hydra and Big Ernie Longneck. And right now, I don't really know how any other team besides FaZe is actually going to compete with them. Because, like, when you look at their roster, they obviously have a lot of talent. And in the beginning, I think they had to kind of work some kinks out. But now they also look like they have the best teamwork in the game. They have a deep map pool. Like, I just don't know how you're gonna beat them in a series unless you're FaZe. I really don't. They're firing on all cylinders.
yeah, you're gonna have to catch them on a bad day for sure. Because if they're playing how they're playing right now, they're gonna be like near impossible to beat. I mean, they have the talent, but they just have the teamwork on top of it. Like it was actually clinical today.
It's Big Mac, bro. It's Big Mac Shane, the coach, bro.
They just have to. There's a little bit of a curse. There's a little bit of a curse right now. I don't think anyone has gone undefeated in a stage online and won.
Allegedly,
event
FaZe
since-
Here
did it in
comes
Cold
Ben
War.
with the
Cold War.
bullshit.
Allegedly, FaZe has done it in Cold War. I don't know
They
if
did
that's
twice.
true or
They
not.
did twice in Cold War. I have it here. It's just
Well, there you go. Then your stats fucking sucks, Ben. Fuck you.
So
why would you lead with that if you knew it's not true?
No,
We
it is
spread
true. What?
misinformation here, Pat.
What do you mean allegedly? I'm confused.
But
I haven't had since Cold War.
Oh, I
since
thought you
Cold
said
War,
it
okay.
all.
Yeah, no, sorry, since Cold War. Apologies if I misspoke, but that's the record right now. And a bunch of people have gotten runners up. FaZe and Vanguard.
Don't worry, we're
Optic
about
a
to
couple
do
of
it, bro.
times,
We're about to do it, man. We're good.
but
LA Thieves becomes a 12th team to have a perfect qualifier record in CDL history. Look at these guys, man. Looking good, man. Looking good.
We went from playing 5 to 7.
Yeah, it got worse.
well, we're back to playing 5 after this stage. So
That makes no sense.
yeah, we'll debate that later.
Ben, why don't you go next? What was your thoughts on the series, Benjay? LA Thieves in Minnesota.
I thought it was pretty clinical from Thieves. Scrap was in chat earlier saying it was hide and seek on map 3, which is sometimes I guess how control goes, especially on Hossie. Someone gets lost, you don't get all 4 kills,
Yeah, you got
and
pooped
then
on. Ernie,
sometimes
you
some
got
stuff kind
pooped
of
on
breaks
that map.
down. Yeah, and Ernie
.5.
Ernie hurt me with that third map. But it's all good.
Shut up today, bro. Holy fuck.
Well, I think if you're Thieves, there's not really much to nitpick. I think their map pool, the Nubs point is in a pretty good spot. The game modes are in a pretty good spot. It's just continuing to execute these tactics when you get to land. And I think it's going to be really hard, even for FaZe, to beat them right now.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Sam? What was your thoughts? I know you were gooning watching
Shit,
this
thank God
one.
Dan showed up to play today. These guys are fucking dirt.
No bad.
Nah, man. I mean, it was just clean series. They couldn't try in the control, unfortunately, for the record, but it is what it is. I just agree with you, and I think FaZe is the only team right now that's really able to actually test these guys when they're all trying. The listening today that no one touched on was fucking fantastic. I don't know if you have it or not,
Yeah, I
Tom.
have it. We're gonna tune into
Dude,
it.
the listening was unbelievable from the Hossie Hardpoint today. Like that was actually a championship listening.
Yeah.
All glaze intended. Paco screaming fucking perfect hold against the Rokkr online to go 7-0. So the passion's definitely there. But they were just like calling out things, plays, late spawners, holds. It was really, really good.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Pat? What are your thoughts?
I disagree with Sam that only FaZe can take them. I see a world where Carolina has a Neslo angle in the books against, but
Thieves
I
are
do
better
think-
than them at Search.
No. You think that, but when we get to land, Teach has a crumble lineup. Things change.
He said he doesn't fuck with crumble with it.
What's
He
the
does like
lineup?
that
What's
cookie
the
though.
lineup?
Yeah,
No, he definitely fucks with it. I seen him today. That guy.
Wait, he said he doesn't fuck with it as much as everyone says, but he loves a good cookie.
Okay.
That's what he says, so he can keep getting the discounts. But yeah, I mean, look, these look phenomenal. I still like, I honestly like, and I know it didn't happen in this series in particular, but like, I want this Rokkr team to make a roster change just because I genuinely think they're good enough that one positive move can put this team into competing with these top teams. But yeah, I mean, Thieves were playing flawless Call of Duty almost. Scrap got shit on map 3. It's all good. He's probably the best player in the game right now. But
What's
But
the
yeah.
move that you would make?
I've already said it a million times. No, clearly you haven't been tuning in. But Paul X has got to go.
I
wait.
I
Wait,
mute when you
fire
talk.
take,
I mute
boys?
when you talk. He got
Wait.
his jersey
Question.
fits now.
You want to know what fire
coming.
take?
But hold on.
That
Why
shit
does,
shrunk in the
Chris,
wash, man.
why does Chris always miss the shows where Geo gets shit on? Y'all realize that?
Ooh,
You think
he
he's
doesn't
doing
have
it
a
on
tough
purpose,
stage in
bro?
general.
Bro, Chris has been like #1 Geo fan glazer since he came out of Challengers, and every time he has a bad series, Chris has something to do.
1-on-1.
Shit.
He is good though. Gio is good.
So he's obviously good. It's just I don't think he can't come on the show and have his Challenger glaze moment when Geo does bad. So.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to know? You want to say the Rokkr might have fucked up here?
what?
If they do need a pack-a-punch probably, but the problem is they're not first in line after this major. It's going to be Optic, baby, and unfortunately, they're going to need to wait for
I
other
don't think
dominoes
they
to
go
fall
for
to
the
make a
same
roster
player.
change.
though.
Optic,
I don't think they'll
baby.
go for the same player.
You don't think Fellow or Skies is a good fit for both teams?
I mean, no.
Fellow would be, but I don't think Fellow
If I'm
goes to Optic,
Rokkr,
man.
I'm putting Fellow on Rokkr for sure. I don't know if Optic will want Fellow.
I don't think
Like,
Fellow goes to Optic. If they do make
Who
a
does-
roster.
wait.
I can't see anybody right now who Optic would pick up. They're gonna have to make a change that people won't expect, right? Because unless they get Hook.
I mean, they got to make a
they
two-person
probably
change,
have
right?
to bring back Hook and then find a replacement for Kenny. I mean,
Optic, baby.
who else are they getting that's better than Kyler? Like, we can
Skill-wise.
argue his play style all day, but like
Skill-wise, nobody.
they're not getting anyone better than Kyler. So I think he's automatically back on the team. It's just finding a replacement for Kenny.
People are saying
I don't
Skies
know,
in the
there's
chat. Everybody's been pushing the Skies. I mean, Skies. I've seen clips. He keeps clutching up. He's been playing 8s every night. He keeps talking about how he wants to run more of a sub role. And what do you
There
guys
we
think
go.
about
Push that
Skies?
prop. I like that. I told Caesar I pushed prop for him on the show.
But he wants
man,
to
he's been
run
getting
more of a
cracked.
sub role?
Yeah, y'all see Caesar's clutches on Reddit, man? I don't know, bro. He's been looking kind of turned low key, Greenwall. Am I
How
right?
much is he paying you?
Crazy, bro. That's he also is running a sub flex now. Y'all saw that? Like he's pulling out the sub more. So like that's what y'all
Bro,
need, like pace and shit.
I like
Like that,
Caesar,
sir.
but if I'm Optic, like y'all don't think they should take a bit more of a risk?
I'd take a risk.
Well, it
personally.
depends on what they want to do. I think Caesar would be great for them, especially as like more of the IGL AR. But if they made, I think they should try Dashy on more of that flex role.
Really?
Deadass.
Okay.
Like like there's no discredit to Caesar. I just think his strengths would be better if he was like the main AR. Like if that's what they were looking.
I don't know, dude. I think I would pick up Kyler, and then I would do the same type of move they did before when they picked up Ghosty. Like, just pick up like an unknown player that you think is solid and can build on. Like, I don't necessarily know who that is. I know there's a lot of ARs and challengers that people have talked about. Dylan Rex. I know Chris has been talking about Cobra, I think, and all the other ones. But I don't know. I just feel like that's a better move than going with Caesar. I think Caesar's like a good known quantity. He's going to be solid for them, but I don't necessarily know if, especially in the position they're in, I don't know if you want to make moves where like, okay, we can get back to being, top middle of the pack, right? Like, I feel like this team needs to make a move that could at least put them back in the conversation. And I don't think they can do that without taking a risk on somebody.
Yeah.
I think
Dan's an outlier, though.
JP and Damon got to get the clipboards out, the binoculars, and they better be at the hotel ballroom watching challengers probably on the weekend and really making sure they do a full eval of all decisions in front of them because they're going to be first domino if they're making a change. But to your point, Pat, like I think they've got a tricky decision to make here based on what's available.
Well, I think whoever you pick up, you need a smart player, right? Because you need somebody who can calm as well, right? Like you need teamwork on this roster, or it's not going to work.
Low-key, I was thinking about that. I don't know if they do, and the reason I say that is because if we know they're picking up Hook, like I almost feel like picking up someone who's going to try and play like a smart, structured way and like really mind the game, like think about the game like that. It could be a negative. Like they low-key might just want to pick up talent, and like Sam said, like this game is pretty simple, bro. Like, I don't know if they
Fashion trade, bro.
Yeah, I don't know if they should. I think they should really lean into that. Like, just pick up someone
You don't think they'll
is
run into
getting
the same
skills.
problems, Pat? Because right now they're so off within like their teamwork aspect of it. I mean, we
I
just
feel
see
like-
them taking
Well,
solo
that-
chow.
I feel like they're
having
off
good
because
teamwork
as a
doesn't
team they don't
correlate to,
agree
like-
how to play.
I want to. Optic's not playing today, so can we, if you guys don't mind, put a pin in this and we can talk about this tomorrow more on the show when they play?
Sure,
I
Benji.
mean, sure,
Yeah.
if you want. I mean,
Yeah, it's going to be more applicable in the next show. Not to be a dick about it.
Baby.
Because I think, Tom, where I want to go is I want to circle back. Can you scroll down or click on Minnesota Rokkr? And I want to pick
We're
up the
getting into
Geo.
Optic roster change drama, and you want to get talking about the Rokkr? That's
No, I
insane,
want to
Ben.
have the
But go
Geo
ahead.
conversation because it's tied into this.
I mean, we
this
can
is
have
segue.
both
This is segue.
combos. Why can't we have both combos? Or why
We can,
can't
but we can,
Why
but go
can't the
pull-
host host it? You know, why can't the host direct those combos?
My bad. But pull
You know what I'm saying?
up Geo stats really quick, Tom.
How do I like this? You talking
Scroll
about his
down-
individual
Yeah,
stats?
scroll down and go to the last 5 games. I was going to show you all of the matches he played this stage plus at the minor. And I agree with. I don't know who said it earlier. Was it you, Sam, that said it about Geo?
No, I didn't say shit about Gio. Someone said he was getting pooped on though.
Yeah, Geo has been on a real struggle bus as of late, and it's across all modes. It's not just like one mode in particular.
Damn,
like he's
he
really
has been
struggling to
getting
have
kinda
impact
pooped on.
on. Yeah, in series where they need him to step up against Thieves, against FaZe, against Carolina, like if this team wants to crack winners bracket, like win good series, like this is it. And then it ties into where I
Can you
want to go.
compare this to Paul X? I'm just
Well,
curious.
Yeah,
where I'm
let's
going
take
to
a look
Minnesota is like, what's your reflection on this? Like, are they obviously be more patient with Geo? You think about a 2-person change, maybe not. But again, it ties in the Optic thing because they might be two of the major teams making changes this
Fuck,
stage.
Slayer. It's not it's looking rough.
The shit shrunk in the
it's-
wash, man. I'm telling y'all.
They don't look very different. So
All
to
he
your
can't
point, Ben,
breathe.
are you like I don't know. I think there's more upside in Geo, but
He's got a higher ceiling for
yeah,
sure.
you think they're gonna get a player better than Geo? Like, because that's the only way they make a 2-person change is if they can confidently say they're gonna get someone better than them.
Well, this is the big thing with this event because we have not seen a Challengers land yet. And you just have no idea if a couple of players are going to pull up to this land and just look undeniable. And then they get, you guys know how it goes. They get that clout. They get a lot of hype. People are talking about it all weekend. And then suddenly players whose spots weren't necessarily at risk might be in risk because people see a pack-a-punch opportunity. That's why it's tough to have these combos now because a lot of stuff can happen a week from now, Saturday night, and some of these players' names are getting talked
Wait,
about.
real quick, Tom, click on Nero and Estriel. Like, I have a feeling like they're just all getting shit on.
Nero's not looking too bad. He's looking better than the others, that's for sure. Actually, the last few series he's been struggling. Nero's been struggling the last couple series for sure.
Bro, it's like when
I mean, their
you
strength
play
of
good
schedule
teams-
is
Well,
also
I mean,
insane,
they
but
just got slammed by all 3 of those.
their strength of schedule is
No one's
not
gonna
exactly
do-
doing them any
Estriel's
favors.
been having been doing
He's
his
been
thing.
My
good.
fantasy player.
Nah,
Estriel's been good.
Estriel's been good, bro. Estriel's
He's been putting up those numbers for you, Ian, and you're still losing to me in fantasy. That's crazy.
Different league. Different league, I think.
I know Duarte's a big Estriel fan. If Chris was here, he'd be talking about Estriel because he really has been making a name for himself. He's been really good. He was good last year too. So to see Estriel putting up these numbers when they're struggling is good to see, especially as a sub player.
Yo, their schedule is insane. C9 Ravens.
think you let
FaZe,
Estriel
LAT.
decide.
My
Yeah, it's real
God.
tough.
Jesus.
Yeah,
I think you sell Estriel to Optic. No bullshit.
Whoa.
I don't know if they
Take
would
the money and make build a better team next year.
I don't know if G2 is going to be down for that. I don't think that's really how they operate.
I think Estra would be good, though, and I don't think he would.
You know, it'd be crazy. It would be crazy to see Optic drop a bag and try and buy somebody out, right? You would just have to find a player,
Like a blockbuster.
yeah,
Like
but
someone
you-
that we don't, that no one expects.
you'd have
Here
to
we go.
find
So
a
this is the
player.
Optic Sib narrative. This is where the shit starts kicking up, bro. People say, just go get Sib.
Yeah, but see, I don't think Sib. See, I don't think that's a place where it's doable. Like I'm trying to think of a situation where it's doable.
No, I'm just saying I've seen his name thrown around like way too
Yeah.
much from Optic fans for no reason.
I just don't see Cloud9 actually selling Sib. Do you
Someone
guys?
said Dan Gosi and Scrap. Come on, guys. Like realistic
That's
options.
not
I
gonna
don't think that
happen, right?
person's
It's not
being
gonna
serious.
happen.
Come on, bro.
Shot literally sold his fucking soul. You think they used to give them away?
What about the Bulldog from LAG?
Like that, but I don't think it'll happen.
Yeah,
They love him over there.
They didn't want to get rid of him either.
He's
Yeah.
the best player.
It's tough, honestly, to think about who they can buy out because I just don't see a lot of teams like they're gonna want to buy a good player, right? They're not gonna buy somebody's like worst player. They're gonna try and buy people's best players, and I don't think teams are gonna want to give them up.
I mean,
And
no
we-
one's chomping at the bit to help Optic improve anyway.
Yeah, that's the other.
They
part
want
of
them to
it.
be bad.
Yeah, that's also true. We've
It's
never seen a trade situation in COD. We've never seen it.
There's been one, me from Matt.
It's just they just know trades in general in esports. It's just really difficult because it's not like professional sports. You don't have a deep bench. You don't have draft. There's no like talent development in that way coming up where you can get rid of a player asset like that. It's you roll out your guys, and it's like if you do a 1-for-1, it's just got to be the perfect alignment to make it happen from a value perspective.
That was a
Because you're
trade.
obviously trying to
Sam?
get rid of someone not playing well.
Yeah.
You're trying to get someone playing well. Like how those two things conflate, you know?
Was that
the
when
trade.
was that the LG trade? Was that when you
Yeah.
were on LG? Oh yeah. I
Optic
remember.
got fleeced.
Yeah, they
Wait,
lost.
we
they
also
lost.
technically traded Tom. I mean, years ago, Clayster for Gunless.
Did we? Was that a trade?
Oh yeah, true.
I don't
Technically it
think
was.
technically, but I don't think it was. But like, he wasn't going to go nowhere else.
Yeah, that is true. We haven't seen one in a while, right? I mean, even back then. I mean, maybe.
I mean, you're just it's
would
never a
love to see a
win-win.
trade.
I think Crowder and
never a
Gunless
win-win.
Trade would be
technically. I think Crowder and Gunless in World War II is technically a trade from Echo Fox to FaZe.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, no.
I don't
yeah,
know.
that's
That's an
true.
interesting question. I think that may have been a trade.
Trades just aren't possible.
Man,
now,
let's
bro.
see a trade.
It's just not a
trade
win-win
would be
situation ever.
fire. How would that be sick?
Now let's see Skunk come back to King Optic, baby. Ain't that right, man?
Big
But that's what
baby.
people keep saying. For Optic to start getting better, they need to bring the king back in. That's what people.
Scump and Crim, yo, Scump and Crim. That would be insane.
Can you imagine?
Just tell,
if Scump
tell
came
Matt to
back
chalk
and
his
played?
super team at Halo and come back.
Imagine.
Bro, general question. Like, how do you guys think they would do if Scump came back in and played? You think they'd play good if Scump came in and played for him?
Right away.
It can't
This
be
is
worse.
December, yes. If it's now, it's just
Is this where
tricky,
we're
bro.
at now? Fucking hell.
That's the
it's just-
king, bro. You give Scump a couple weeks back.
They,
I
just-
mean,
they don't have a
might-
big
they-
break,
bro,
though.
I don't know. He might bring like a whole new light to the squad, bro. He might be able to like turn the squad around. I mean, he's gonna give you good numbers. You know, Scump's not. He's not gonna go out there and get shit on.
They don't have
You're
the
not-
luxury of time, unfortunately.
you're
It's
not dropping a
it's
4-23.
5-match split. So, like,
Absolutely.
if you troll the first two games, you got to win out. Like, it just is what it is.
I want to go into the listening. I know Sam mentioned the listening with LA Thieves, and I mean, I agree. Like just watching it, me and Sam were gassing the fuck out of these guys for the listening. It was just so smooth, calm, cool, and collected. The small talk was on point. Let's tune in with LA Thieves and see how they sound.
No, you're close. You're close. You and close. Close. On time. One bullet, Israel. I'm saying this. He's behind the P1. Behind early. Well, then. I'm pushing this, bro. Do it. Secret on me, secret. Secret, go in. Yo, one hold, one secret. playing for secret. Secret can't show. Open it. Nice. I have new. I don't know what secret's doing. Yeah, he's out. He's out. I do. Big T2 right here, but big T2. They're gonna be double well. Double well. I have all. I have me, boys. Yeah, I have pro. Top pro already out near. One bullet right to the top. Two there. There's two. I have near rush shot. Go cross inside door. One side door, Ernie. Back door, absolute. Two side. Two side. One shot, absolutely one front. Yo, close left and one side door, inside door. On the Lambo, close left, chop me. Right in front, close right in front. They're both there, they're both there. One more, close right. On the right. Watch out. Nice, I'm pitching mid. I pinch mid fast. He's gonna be mid. Low secret timing. Mid. Nice, mid. Yo, wait, again, Paco. I got you. Last two mid, you heard? Easy. I have all front, nothing else front. Last two mid. Be careful, walk. Go to the back. Yeah, in the back. No, we go. Yeah, that's perfect, bro. Perfect. Last one? Yeah, should be. No, never mind. We're good. Alright. I'm pushing up front again. Peace.
Oh, gas, we are orbiting the Rokkr. Holy fuck.
Lagging too. Front front head he went. Inner. No weak. Yeah, that's on me. Yo, I think we push ult. Yo, I have push ult to the right. Wait, let's just go well. Let's just go well with the cruise. Yeah. No, I think someone should late play window. You're dead. Nice. I'm gonna late play window with the streak. Go deep. Yeah, I spawn in P2, guys. I'll let you know that. 1 second. He takes off the trail. Alright, yo, one's in you, one's in top office. Nice, top office, and then you. Playing for you then. Where's the office? Office on me? One office. I'm blocking. I don't see you. I'm down the hill. I don't see you. I don't know you dead. One guy's you on me though. Nice. I'm blocking. You have not you. Nice. First guy's behind me. Paul and Nero, guys. Paul and Nero first. You have a plan? Second. Got it. I have her office pitch. No, yeah, we're good. I just wanted to.
All right, that's going to do it for the listening. I mean, the small talk is just like phenomenal. I mean, even just talking about what they're doing, going into that next rotation, just kind of talking to each other. It didn't seem like too chaotic. Like they're just having a conversation with each other in game about what they want to do, where they want to go, how do they want to approach these breaks. I think teams need to take notes, honestly, because when you're talking like that, right, it just makes everything feel so much easier. And you can practice that, right? I mean, there's been teams that I've been on where my communication wasn't good or some people's comms weren't good, right? And, you work on it, right? You practice that during scrims. So I think teams need to take notes and focus on their comms, right? Because you can see the difference in the gameplay when they're common like that. But what'd you guys think?
It was hot, dude. Holy fuck.
A1, and boys are tough.
Some real 100 Thieves boys glaze going on in here.
Boys are
I mean, they're just on top of it, bro. Like Dan's pinching mid, calling out secret timings are open. Like they're setting up a streak play. It works out perfectly. Comms are great. I mean, shit is so tough.
I like Dylan's comms late playing window as well. I think that was a good comm. I feel like that's like an important spot on the map. Like if you late play that, like after the streak goes down, like somebody might be playing there trying to play cuts. They're trying to cut people coming well. I thought that was a good play from him. It was a clinical break. And as soon as they got the kills, too, if they flipped them well, they got all the kills and spawned them out front. It was perfect. So I like these ran away with the first map. Honestly, it was a masterclass. Same with the search. But I want to pull up another clip here. This is the P4 on the second hard point. If you actually look at the score here, it's 167 to 156 with Minnesota Rokkr having a full rotation to this P4 hill. And we know how hard it is to break this hill. But LA Thieves actually break it fairly easily. And just to show you how they're able to do it, as you break through Spiral, it's Nero who gets one. He tries to stick around for another one. Estriel slides in. He ends up getting traded. But take a look at LA Thieves here, using their numbers and just flooding down Spiral. I mean, that was a fantastic break from them. Because this was a situation where if Rokkr got a big hold here, I mean, they could probably go on to win this one. This is the money hill after all. What do you guys think about the play from Thieves? I mean, it worked, right? I think as long as you do it together and you do it decisive, I think it'll work. I think if you're Estriel, you probably don't slide in there like a madman, right? I mean, Nero gets one. He sees these two players. Estriel kind of tries to come in for the trade, and as soon as he goes down, they lose the number advantage here.
Back up, Tom. Did Estriel have any utility, or did he already throw stuff?
I'm not sure. Nero makes a good play early. He would find a couple kills here on rotation. We'll let it play out. I mean, I'm pretty sure he had his utility, unless he threw it as soon as he came off spawn, but I doubt it. Let's see what happens here. Estriel finds a kill mid. Right, they're all Spiral. You got one guy watching Zip, two guys watching Big Door. Nero finds one. Nah, I think he threw his shit.
I was saying, because they could always just like kind of throw a stun in the Spiral or some nade.
I mean, it was chalked anyway because of the trophy, but
yeah.
Textbook trading out of LAT.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like a on the fly kind of play call. I love it because it baits Estriel into trying to trade, and they're not expecting three. Like he slides in for another, just the trade on the assuming two people there ends up being three, and it costs him the break. Here's
the thing: when Nero gets this might be a nitpick, but once Nero gets his first kill, don't you guys think he should slide out? get back and play tight. Boom, boom, right here. Boom, slide right, but like slide at a hill. And he was thinking about it. You could see him jolt to the right. He was about to slide out, and then because he saw the trophy, he ended up staying and he got traded. And then SGO was
He
obviously
probably
too late.
dies sliding away anyway. I think they might have had an angle to kill him. I don't know. He probably
It may have been a harder kill, but yeah, I think he probably still dies. It's on Estriel sliding in.
Yeah.
I just like the play call, to be honest. Like, everyone always expects like a group big door, try to get damage in, slide late. I think a triple spiral just threw him off.
Yeah. You can see Thieves now, even after the fact, working some kills. And I think Rokkr ended up getting back in here, but they didn't get the perfect hold like they wanted. Thieves got in there and kind of disrupted half of his hill. So, honestly, just a really good play from Thieves. You don't see a triple spiral often, too. Like, it worked. But sometimes you see people flood down spiral and they just get funneled, right? Like, you just have crossfires and hill and shit. Like, once you get the info, it doesn't work. But it worked for Thieves. So, great break there. Anything you wanted to see different there from the Minnesota Rokkr on that rotation, other than maybe SGO getting a little overzealous there? Or Nero maybe sliding out? Anything else there?
That's what we talked about before with how the meta of the game changes over time. Like, I don't know if this was
I want to see him stop fading Hydra. That's what I want to see. Holy fuck.
He's like, you play sets for how you think people overload, but then people do weird stuff and you got to counter. So,
Yeah.
kind of a common thing in every title.
What's the schedule looking like for Rokkr moving forward, Benjay? I mean, they're 3-3 in the stage. I believe they start in winners, right? They're in winners bracket.
So they are technically in winners. They have to play Vancouver, but because Miami lost today, I believe all of the loser spots are locked. Miami 2-5, LAG 1-5, Vegas 0-7, Optic 0-6.
All right, yeah. I know at these, they're obviously winners as they're 7-0. You guys have any other final thoughts on the series before we move on to the next one? Masterclass performance from the LA Thieves yet again. All right.
Well, I'm trying to figure out if the Rokkr Boston situation with the 8C, because someone made that point in chat.
What'd you say?
Like, I'm trying to figure out with Rokkr and Boston, because they didn't play each other split. What's a scenario where one gets 7 and one gets 8? Because we were saying earlier that we think, oh, congrats Boston, you got last seed.
I'm pretty sure they're last seed, but I could be wrong.
Just on what? Just on map tiebreaker right now?
Yeah, I think it is.
Right now, overall maps, Minnesota, Boston is 13-16 and Minnesota is 10-10. So
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next series of the day. We have the Vegas Falcons going up against the Carolina Royal Ravens. Now, Vegas, again, winless in the stage as they are 0-7. But I thought today they looked a little bit better going up against Carolina. They were able to get a map on the board, and it was a respawn as well as another control. But take a look at those hard points. Close hard points coming in between the Vegas Falcons and Carolina. It was 250 to 233 in the first vault hard point. And the second hard point, the Hacienda hard point, was 250 to 231. Carolina smoking them into search and destroy 6-0. So that one wasn't even close. We'll take a look here at the stat sheet. Vivid only one negative here for Carolina with a 0.93, but you had a 1.0 from TJ, a 1.08 from Slasher, and a 1.09 from Gwyn. And then on the other side, it's Xnit who needs help, as he's the only one positive with over 100 kills in the series here with a 1.08 and a 0.98 from Doom, a 0.92 from King, and a 0.91 from Wixel. We'll scroll down and take a look at the match MVP. It is Gwyn yet again with a 1.15 in hardpoint, a 1.67 in search, and a 0.94 in control. Slayer, Pat, I know you guys, I know you got some of these guys in your fantasy team, but this one got close, Pat. Vegas Falcons gave Carolina a run for their money today. I don't know if Carolina was just, I guess they were just making a lot more mistakes than usual today, but did you expect the series to be this close, Pat?
thank you, Patrick Price.
He's muted. He's
Was he falling asleep on the sticks?
He's
Oh
talking.
my bad, I hit the hotkey on TeamSpeak. It's all good.
You're good.
Nah, but I was actually talking about this with Sam right before we started, and it's like I feel like we've said that a lot, where it's like, yeah, Vegas like could have won that series. They could have pushed it the distance.
This one was different, I think.
I know this one was the closest, but I still feel like we've had these conversations before. But at the end of the day, bro, these guys have no ice. They don't. I guess what I'm mind blown about is the shutout in S&D. That was still clinical, and Falcons have obviously been, and their best mode's been S&D. So that kind of just reaffirms my position on Carolina going into this major and how I think that Neslo angle against the Thieves is there. But look, I mean, yeah, they played them close. It's probably the best series the Falcons has played, but these guys still can't close out a game. They're 0-26 in hardpoint. I mean, guys, like, are we really gonna argue that it was the closest series of that they play? I mean, we're really just getting to that point of when they win one, we're just gonna freak out. But it's like
It could have.
these guys suck,
It
This
could
could
have
have
won
been
today.
3-1.
They could have won today for sure. I think they could have won.
It
Bro,
could have been
Carolina-
obvious.
It's the best series they
They
had.
played them too.
Carolina was not trying
the way
today,
that
bro.
the way these two maps played out,
Come
there
on,
was a
Sam.
real
Bro,
war
did
with
you
two
hear
gunfights
their
for life.
listening? They
It's
were
fully-
not trying.
Bro, that's what I hate too about the Falcons, or not necessarily their team, but the matches that they play now is because no team takes them serious. So it's like even when they have close games, like we really can't pretend like it like to Sam's point, like it's a valuable showing because the other teams don't take them serious. Like it's the
Yeah,
same
but
thing with
hold
Optic now.
on.
Teams just don't take them serious.
It goes the other
I mean,
way.
you
though.
are right.
Hold on. It goes the other way though, because if these guys figure out how to way to win hard points, people are going to underestimate them for a while, and they'll sneak up on people. No?
Yeah, they'll win they'll like show up and win a series and catch a team off guard, but then teams will just take them serious and then continue to destroy them again. That's the problem. Is like it's a lose-lose scenario. Like teams don't take them serious until they win a series or win a hard point. Then teams will take them serious again, and it will go right back to what it was.
No, but what
Yeah.
were you trying to say?
No, I was just agreeing to what they were saying. Like it's tough because I do think Vegas is getting better, but every team is just they think it's a free win. You know what I mean? So it's like it's hard to gauge how much better they're getting. I don't know if it's going to be as crazy as Pat's saying, where like if they do win a series, you know what I mean, take a hard point from a team, then they're just going to get body bagged again. Like teams are trying, they're just not trying as hard, I think, which sucks because that's kind of just how it has to be right now.
Yeah.
Like they can't win. They're 0-26 on hard point. It's you just,
I was
you're
gonna
not
say-
trying the same. You're not trying the same against a team like that.
I was gonna say no, but I think that is the biggest takeaway though. At least we are seeing the Falcons like get a little bit better.
I do think they're getting better. Like I do. I don't think that they're playing how they were playing the first couple series this year. But I just don't know where their ceiling is. You know, maybe they get a hard point win. Maybe they win a series. I don't know. I'm a fan though. They're my second favorite team. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the dub.
What do you think? What did you think, Sam? What did you think of the series?
I mean, they played two competitive hard points for sure. I mean, I was literally screaming for them to win the map. I was praying that they win one of them at least. But Exit is actually like playing well. I think
Optic Exnick.
Optic Exit pushed the narrative.
That'd be crazy.
Dude, it's just you could tell the disconnect from him to his teammates. Like he's so confident. I think it's honestly because of the amount of time that he's played this game. That guy's an 8s permanently. But you could just tell like how confident he is in what he's doing on the map, even if they are getting shit on. Just like timings he's hitting, the gunfights he's taking, the limits that he's trying to push. You could tell the difference between him and his 3 teammates. So I want to give him his flowers for sure. But yeah, that I know I keep harping on it, but bro, the Ravens listened and told me everything I need to know about how they were trying to take this series. Like every time they die, they were like throwing their heads back. They were like not calling out in the Hossie at all. Like it was close, but it was like, this is going to sound so disrespectful. It's like when you're about to lose a rank play game against like, and you're on like a Smurf account and you're like, all right, like lock in real quick. And then you just like get 100 points on the last 2 hills and then win the map.
We
Like
got the
that's
listening right
what
here.
it's akin to in my
Let's
head.
tune in. Let's tune into the listening real quick, Ben.
Yeah.
Before you go ahead. All right, let's take a look and let's give it a listen.
One in or one out.
Another time you went out or
Just watch the body language, bro.
out of fence really weak.
One stop from inner.
You might be close in on me.
I'm pushing dark. He get by me. Send it out. He get by me. Inner. He get by me.
One's out of
Inner again. Wixel dead.
One's out of fence. Out of fence
team,
too.
dead.
One shot.
We got by me plat or some shit. I'm blocked. You know what? Block this side, dog. Block this
He went
side.
out mid, went out low mid, bro.
Get us some.
I'm
Yeah.
going new. I sent him low P1.
I'm going outside the new.
And top open, bar and top open, bro.
Go together.
On new, already on new.
I'm gonna push too close here.
What is comedy?
Same bar side. Push it too close.
Yeah,
Bro, it's challenging to turn a bottom bar. Action's on new.
Gonna come top close with you, Teach.
Yeah. Oh, I'm about to rub this in. I have tags. I have a nade. Shoulder in our side, time X-nade. Watch that time X-nade close though. They're doing all this shit. I got one on my guy.
Wait, mid,
On the
right.
rock. I got naded, bro. On the rock, side
Better
nade.
side out,
I'm
better
On the
side
rock.
out.
On the rock. Sub.
playing our side hill.
We're on the rock. On the rock. On the rock. One shot.
Two times. On rock, game really weak.
Chef.
I'm gonna try to play mid here.
Yeah, they're gonna be
Good
there.
attack over.
I have a trap outside hill now.
Mid mixer. One in or one out.
All right, that's
That
what
he's
we do
not
for
trying.
listening.
That he's not trying. I can tell.
You don't think so? No. Why not?
Sounds like he don't even want to be there.
Yeah, I will say the body language was funny. They kept leaning back every time
That's
they
what I'm
died
saying,
and
bro.
signed.
Yeah.
Like they didn't give a fuck. But yeah, definitely their comms were a little iffy. Or maybe that's just like how I like the calm. Maybe they just let
I
me
know,
calm.
lady.
That
You
you
know.
think that's good?
Gwen tweeted me. We took Austin's years away from Austin's life.
Oh yeah, I could tell Liddy was pissed. Liddy was pissed that it was that close, and he knew the rest of the team wasn't trying, so he wasn't trying. I promise you. I've been
I'm gonna
on a
get
team
off.
with Sam knows.
It's one of those things where I'm curious what you guys think. Like, I know they want to, they don't want to go to every event and get third and fourth. Like, they want to make a final. Like, what's your conversation after this to try and be more consistent in series like this? They played down to people a bunch this year.
You're saying Carolina plays down to people?
It's consistently all year. It's been that way.
I feel
They're
like
a
that's a
weird
problem
team.
with a lot of top teams. I feel like a lot of you were saying the same thing about FaZe, and I kind of agree with it. Like they kind of play down sometimes when they're playing these teams. I think it's just a mentality thing. Like when they're playing top teams, they're like, all right, we got to lock the fuck in here, and then they take teams too lightly when they know they're not that good. I think it's just a mental thing. I mean, Pat, did you ever have that problem with any of your teams where you guys felt like, I don't know, these guys are ass, you guys go into it and you just don't bring that same energy y'all usually do?
A lot of times. Half the series I started down 2-0 was because of that. But it's tough. Like, I mean, look, Carolina's a top 3 team right now, arguably. I think they're third. I know you guys, Sam, I think you said you don't know where they put them 3 or 4. They're playing the worst team in the league, and it's like, especially, I mean, we saw Slasher have one of the best performances he's had in like a decade yesterday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, coming into this series, like, it's just a formality.
It's hard to lock in for a series like this.
Yeah, it is. And the thing is, like, it's not even like you can approach this match with the like, okay, we can still get a good rep in. You know what I mean? Like, we can try a certain map and get good reps in, because it's like, we also know that the way Falcons play is just not the same way and level that other teams are. So I think it's just a lose-lose scenario. It's a formality that they just want to get it over with. But I do think, Tom, like, as long as they don't show that against other teams, I don't really have anything to be worried about. It's more so just them going into playing the Falcons in the current state of the Falcons.
Yeah.
The counter I would say is that, Tom, can you go to Breaking Point and pull up, or the Call of League and pull up the standings for Major 2?
What'd you say?
Is it
Call League or Breaking Point? You said Breaking Point?
Call League or Breaking Point, whichever one you want, and just pull up the Major 2 standings. It's a bit of an interesting situation going on with this qualifier right now, where there is a chance if Cloud9 win tomorrow and Vancouver win tomorrow, that there is going to be like a 5-way tie at 5-2, which means that if you're a team like Carolina, you might end up, depending on how this breaks out with the tiebreakers, and I don't know if it's possible for them to get that low based on their map count, where you might play another 5-2 team in that winners round 1. So I just think, like, you say today was a formality, but a couple of gunfights go the way of Falcons, and this was a 3-1, and the only map you won in this S&B. So I would say this is...
Yeah, it's a 3-1 that they weren't taking serious, and then they just locked back in. But, bro, like...
So what, are you going to take it serious after you hold the L? Like, I don't understand.
Bro, that's happened before. Like, it's an online league match against a team who is 0-26 in Respawn, haven't won a single series in the entire year. Like, yeah, bro, it's a formality. Did Falcons play them close when they weren't really trying? Yeah, like, that's not great, but it's also like, this team's not going back and being like, damn, guys, like, we played really bad today. They're probably just laughing it off. They're probably not even thinking about this match and moving on to the major. I don't see a world where it's like they get flustered because they had a bad showing against a team they know is bad, that they weren't trying their hardest against. Like, that's just the reality of the situation.
They're getting
flustered. That's the problem with the league, Ben, is when we have teams like this, when we have teams like the Falcons who are in the league, this is just going to be the result every time when the season gets to this mid-season point, because it just becomes like every team looking at them like it's a free win. Let's just get past it. And yes, the Falcons can and probably are improving, but you'll never know that yet until they get a win, because no team is going to look at them like a serious team. It's the problem with having one of these type of teams in the league.
Which is fair. And I don't think these guys are getting flustered based on the Carolina guys. I don't think, you know what I'm saying? Like, to go back to watch the VOD, whatever. I think for me, the point more is that it is Carolina team wants to take the next step up, right? Try and beat a FaZe or a Thieves, get into a final. The way they're going to do it is attention to detail and overperformance. And series like this is not really a good step on that path. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I don't think it has any effect, though, Ben. I think Carolina's in such a weird spot just because I think they play more fundamentally sound right than any of the other teams. Obviously, you have Toronto, Vancouver, Cloud9. Those three have probably looked the closest to Carolina, and they may have a little bit more talent, but I still think Carolina, like they just play better Call of Duty. They play better Call of Duty. They play better as a team, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
I don't know. And this isn't a shot at Carolina. I don't like. Could they upset a FaZe or LAT? Yeah, of course. But I just don't know if they're going to have enough firepower consistently. You know, because at the end of the day, you could play really good Call of Duty. You still got to be able to win some bailout gunfights. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be hard for any team, not just Carolina, against the MAGA Munchkins, against Scrap Hydra. Like, that's how I look at it. So I don't think, like, Liddy's probably after this series, I couldn't take any of that seriously. I couldn't take any of that seriously. Like they're not tripping on how they perform versus the Falcons. Look, TJ's in the chat, LMAO. That's exactly what he said.
Yeah.
And TJ probably's like, yo, Liddy, yo, let's go ahead, crumble.
No, he
yeah.
likes
He
your
likes
Maga
he likes the Maga
That's
Munchkins.
one of your funnest work.
Oh, so yeah.
But I think that's fair, guys. I think we can move on. I'm curious to see how Carolina, depending on the seeding, how they play against these mid-pack teams, because they're all going to score with each other and win its bracket, it looks like.
Yeah, I want to move on to some clips. I mean, right off the get-go, I mean, with the Falcons, this just blew my mind early. I started raging like 30 seconds into this map. And it was right here. I mean, Gwyn gets the kill, right? Number 7, you see him get the kill. That's going to be on a Wixel. He pushes through, right? So you know Wixel's calling it out. Look what happens after this. Gwyn just waltzes through the back, and nobody looks at it. Look, even this guy exited. He picks it up. But look, 3 guys are all looking front. Xnit gets flanked. Gwyn pops a 2-piece. They knew he was there, but nobody looked at it. Like, that concerns me a little bit because it's like, are they even calming? Are they communicating to each other? Like, bro, Gwyn gets the kill. He pushes through to the back spawn. Like, that guy needs to die, and it just nobody gives a fuck. Like, everybody gives him up. And then you see Carolina just, like, with such an easy break. It's like, dude, little brain farts like that.
At least look at it and get shit on in a one-on-one.
At least get shit on. Don't get shot in the back.
Is that not crazy in a professional match? Like, a guy gets a kill, he's pushing your spawn, and like that's the most important kill on the rotation, and nobody's looking at it. You have 3 guys in hill looking at front. I mean, I think that's crazy.
It's hard to say if like, because if Wixel died, or I believe it was him, and he didn't comment, and it's obviously on him, but I would assume that there's comms there.
I mean, look
and
at
so
Shannon,
that would be the big issue. If he commed and they just said fuck that,
Yeah, they're just not listening.
somebody will pick it up.
And we get into the P4, and I mean, Sam, we broke this down during the watch party, but you can kind of see how Vegas, they trolled this rotation. And keep in mind that how close that this game was. Like, these mistakes early cost them, because Vegas Falcons could end up winning this map if they cut out some of these mistakes. And it's just way too easy for Carolina. I mean, it was a clean wipe. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, if you're Doom, I think it starts with him. You can see that there's people in Hill trying to hold this cross, but I mean, if you're Doom, I would argue you probably stay alive, just top art and try and play a better angle there, or maybe even just back up and work a crossfire with somebody in the back. It just seemed too easy for Carolina. What would you guys have done differently there for Vegas if you were looking at this setup?
I'm more concerned with how Tej got to be honest with you.
Hey, can you run that back?
Whom got tacked out? That's kind of whatever. How the fuck does Tej cross pool by himself and get 2?
Yeah, number 2's looking. So you see Xnit watching the cross. He starts getting tagged, and then, he dies.
Does Tej just rip him off the statue?
Yeah,
Oh, he turns. He shoots him in the back.
He turns.
And then hits side door, and he runs out without reacting.
See, but
Okay,
but this is the problem, right? If Xnit is going to be pushed up on this statue, like watching his cross, like I think Doom needs to be a little bit more proactive here, like trying to play these kills. Like I don't think him like playing his life here is like the best thing to do, right? Like if Xnit was playing his life and working with him back here, then it'd be different, right? But if
it's just hard though because if Xnit's going to play statue and Doom backs up, then Xnit has to look at everything. He has to watch Lion. He has to watch his left cross because he can get angled from the left, and he has to watch pool.
Right, which is what I'm saying, Sam. Like Doom should be helping
he
him.
has to. They both have to back up, or they both have to play an angle to help each other.
Right, 100%. Like Doom should be top R helping Xnit, maybe watching the front cross, right? Like he can hold the front cross from top R. He has an AR as well, right? Or he picks up the left
getting
side.
2 here on the cross is the big issue. I genuinely like Doom getting tacked out. It was just a good play by Gwyn, I think. But Tej crossing pool by himself getting 2 is not excusable.
Yeah, 100%.
But I mean, that's him though. You know what I'm saying? But like, shit.
Yeah, and you could just see how easy it was for Carolina. I mean, they broke in there. Again, just Vegas Falcons just looking like they're on different pages sometimes, and it just ends up costing them in the long run because they're not bad players, right? Like as the game goes on, they keep it close just from talent alone. But they end up throwing that one away, in my opinion. And then we get to the control. A Vegas shout out here. We don't usually show good plays from the Vegas Falcons, but this was a phenomenal play from them. They worked the kills through grass. We're able to get a couple kills here, and then you can see Vivid. He starts to panic, starts to collapse on that time. He goes down as well. Yeah, Gwyn trying to make a play through mid. I think Vegas do a good job just getting on this point and forcing Carolina to just run at it, right? I mean, this is what happens when you stack points, right? The other team starts to panic. They have no play but the run at the time. And Vegas Falcons do a good job just keeping that pressure on them and getting these stacks here. I mean, this is just good improvements from Vegas. I like seeing them get kills and immediately just hit that left stick and stacking point. You can see what it means to exit, too. This guy's fucking yelling after a map win. These guys are really hungry to win a series here. So I just wanted to show a highlight from the Vegas Falcons. They do get a map win today, and I feel like we're always just hate watching. So it's good to see Vegas Falcons actually using some teamwork and working some stacks. But overall, I think we can all agree that Vegas still just not looking too hot. And, I mean, they can't win a series, right? So there's really not much to say on this series unless you guys have any more final thoughts here. The floor is yours.
What's the vetoes? How did Protocol S&D get in here? Because Falcons are like 0-1 on.
Carolina banned Skyline, and Vegas banned Hacienda. And then Protocol S&D was Carolina's pick.
The red card was leftover. Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense. Yeah, no, this is a bit of a weakness. Vancouver, I mean, as good as we talked about Vegas' search at times, yeah, this map has been, they're probably like the worst team in the league on that map, basically.
All right. Any other final thoughts before we move on to the last series of the day? All right, last series of the day, we got the Los Angeles Guerrillas going up against Atlanta FaZe, and LAG continue to struggle as they're now 1-5 in the stage. Atlanta FaZe 5-1, but we did have some close maps here. We had a 250 to 240 in the protocol hardpoint to start things off. Atlanta FaZe able to close that one out. 6-2 in the search in favor of FaZe. That one was clinical from them. LAG with an overtime win in the Hacienda control, and then FaZe able to close it out in the fourth map, Hacienda hardpoint 250 to 224. We'll take a look at the stat sheet here. Oh my God, it's like nearly a red carpet. The whole fucking lobby it was negative here today. You had a 0.97 from Kismet, a 0.95 from Lunars, a 1.09 from Linz, and a 0.89 from Preston, from Priesta. And then on the other side, from Atlanta FaZe, you had a BZ with a 0.95, Salium with a 0.98, Draza with a 1.3 today.
He cooked.
Yep, putting the team on his back
cooked
today. Big Draws, and then you had Simp with a 0.91. Match MVPs, most likely Draza. We got to pick. I'm picking Draza because it's definitely him with a 1.35 in hardpoint, a 1.75 in search, and a 1.14 in control. Nub, we'll start with you. I know you know Zach really well. This guy's a really good player when he wants to be. He could turn up just like the other guys, right? I mean, he put the team on his back today. I think if Zach wasn't playing like this series could have gone the distance if Zach wasn't playing like this. What was your thoughts, Nub? What do you think?
I mean, them little tiny terrorists, bro, them MAGA munchkins. I don't know. They was talking about terrorists today, and they just didn't show up, but Droz did. LAG, I thought, played pretty well. Mm-hmm. And, I mean, no one on FaZe played bad. Like you said, if you look just strictly from the scoreboard, a 0.95, 0.98, 0.91, it's not like
it's not bad,
they were just getting shit. They didn't drop no 0.3s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was a close series. It was a close series. I don't know. I know you guys were talking about it since you're kind of more in their camp, where maybe FaZe plays down to their comp, which isn't the best trait.
I feel like that's always been a common thing with them a little bit.
Yeah, LAG's not in the best shape right now. I still think that they don't even know which direction they want to go. And I really don't know how.
Or as a roster,
both. But it was a good series for FaZe, with everything considered, just because they got the dub. And Droz is him, bro. Droz is him. That's as simple as that.
Yeah. What'd you say, Pat? What were you saying?
No, he said he didn't know what direction they wanted to go. So I asked him if it was on the map or as a roster. But going back to the roster point, are they done making moves? Like I saw that there was a clip that Sky said like he signed a termination agreement. So it sounds like he's out no matter what.
Do they think he's dog shit? Or is there just like
maybe Sky?
Do they think Sky's a dog shit, or Sky's was like, yo, I'm done with this team. This team's ass.
Could have been both.
Could have been a little bit of both, yeah.
But my question is like, what do they do from here? Like this team, like I don't know. They're probably out of champs. Like they would need a miracle.
Yeah.
But like, what are they just going to keep this shitty team and play the rest of the year? Are they going to try to improve? They're going to try and move a player while they have the opportunity. I still think Kismet for Pred makes sense. Especially if this team is
Kids
chalked
would
for the
sell
year.
his soul for that.
We talked about this last week, Pat. There's basically 2 paths they can go. Because you got things like they're not going to make champs, but they'll still be EWC, which announced this week that all 12 CL teams are going. You either make some changes, get some NA Challengers players in here, and you kind of go that route, or you go full French. Like those are only 2 kind of paths I see, unless you're kind of doing their
Who do
NA
they
Challengers mix.
have that they could even go full French with?
Is
there 4
Brezzy
good
and
French
Cobra
players?
and
Brezzy,
Linz,
Cobra, Lids, and then one.
and then yeah.
The only one that's like, I mean, I know Brezzy used to compete in the Pro League, but it's like, I don't know how he's been playing recently, but like Cobra's the only one I've ever heard of in the last 2 years that's been like competitive name. So it's like, if you go full French, where they're just gonna have Cobra and Linz and 2 other players that aren't playing very well, like I just don't see that's a reality, especially not this year. And I don't know. I genuinely feel like whatever Gotaga is wanting, or whatever beef he has with Pred, or whatever that clip was about Pred, I think you just roll the dice, bro, and try and like Optic is desperate. They need a player. Give them Kismet and try and get Pred back and just see what happens next year. Like this team, in my opinion, is done. Like they're done for this year. And I know you brought up EWC. I don't see a world where they even field a competitive team for that either. Like
they could do something that like Orcs did last EWC, where they pick up a team just for the tournament kind of thing. But as for like a team going into it, I don't think so.
Yeah,
They're,
I mean,
they're in a.
go ahead,
Go ahead,
Ben.
Tom.
No, you're
No,
good.
go ahead.
You're good, Ben. Get your point on.
No, you go ahead. You're,
Oh my
you
God,
host
guys,
talking.
kiss
Get your
already.
opinion out
Holy
there.
fuck.
Absolutely. Ben hates when I lead the convo for some reason. He just hates when I
No,
say,
that's
like,
cap.
just
Don't
go
cry,
ahead. Just go
DDGs
ahead,
about this.
man.
Oh, boo, like come on. Bro,
All right. I was gonna say, I mean, LAG's definitely. I like the full French. I like the full French angle. I mean, it just fits
can
the
they
brand.
get 4 good of them?
I
Like,
hate
I don't think
that
they can have
angle.
a good team.
The region
Cobra,
bullshit,
Then
man.
we're going to be in the same situation as Falcons and Miami.
but
I know
region
Miami's a
bullshit
bit better.
But what I'm saying is now, Pat, like their year's already chalked. You might as well just go like the brand angle, right, and just try.
Yeah,
it and just
if
see
you wanna
what
do
They
that for the
can't
rest
even
of
do that
this
if they
year,
wanted to,
sure,
because of
but
what Ben was talking about the other day.
gonna have
That
the same
sparked all the.
problem.
I mean, I guess the one thing I didn't say in that conversation is you could just, not get visas and just hope you don't get caught. I guess that's also
No, I mean, well, that's illegal, I think.
We're not endorsing that strap, but that's
I mean,
also something you
I'm
could
thinking
do.
like
They do.
Cobra, Brezzy, Linz, right? Like I'm thinking like just going down that route, just giving
Is
these
that
guys a
roster even
chance.
competitive?
Who the fuck? No, they're not competitive
Well,
now.
Brezzy was
suck.
serviceable
What I'm
last
saying
year,
is,
and we
what
just
I
know we got
want to
Cobra.
avoid is just like, bro, we already got 1 Falcons.
The
we
region
already got,
shit, it
we
needs
already
to
got
end
current
forever, bro.
Optic.
It's got to end
We have
forever.
3 teams that
It
are
sucks.
potentially just winless.
It sucks, bro.
I mean, who else can you fucking get for this roster? I feel like this is not even like you're not gonna get like top players to this team. Nobody's gonna want to play for this team. If
That's
they're
why
getting
this
to
should just be
champs,
the
like-
challenger recruitment squad, bro, for the rest of the year.
This is the squad.
LG is just a farm team for
Yeah,
the
it
rest
is.
of the
Yeah.
league.
Dude,
Okay,
it-
so think this roster mania out. Optic, if they're making a roster change, is first domino. Every other team below Optic could theoretically, if you want to, potentially pick those players that get benched or dropped off of Optic. So to your point, like if AG and they drop 2 and AG gets rotated out of this team, like do you try an AG Kiz sub duo and you see
I mean, you need
if
AG
that
to
works?
get,
They're not
you
going to
need
drop
AG
Linz
get
then, so
dropped
you're probably
first.
AG on a flex. Then I don't know. You got options. You got to see what happens into Major 2 and see who's reasonably gettable.
Bro, I would try and move kids, recoup a little bit of cost, and go from there.
And just build around Linz, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, where's
For the rest of the year, sure, but like try and recoup the cost you spent on this roster this year, and consider this year an absolute L.
I don't know. I think if you're selling kids, you're probably getting okay. His contract's already mostly
What'd you say?
run.
Your
There's
mic
no
cut
value.
out. How much money did you say?
I mean, you're getting a couple of months' salary out of that, maybe at best, maybe less. There's not really there's not like 15 teams lining up to get him.
I
You think the market's one team?
If Optic doesn't go for Kyler, I think they would be desperate for Kismet. They need someone that's serviceable in a sub role.
I can see Optic going for Kismet. I can see that for sure.
I mean, we talked about no trade situation, but that's all I'm saying is this might be the one, bro. This might be the one where we see one. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe. Didn't you say that last year too, and a year before that? Don't we always talk about trades and they just never?
Yeah, but the
happen?
last the AG situation, I think was discussed that potentially there's a player involved in that conversation. Like it's not like it hasn't been thrown out before. It's just never.
Now
been.
somebody did make a good
Agreed
point in chat.
upon deal.
Otaga does hate AG though. Didn't he make a comment about Pred? He said that Pred would never
he did
play.
on stream.
So I mean, that sounds like it's chalked. I'm pretty sure. Kotaga
Yeah,
said he
it's not like they need like even if Optic were going to give them the bag, it sounds like they need cash. They're not strapped for cash.
No, but I'm talking about just recouping.
No,
loss
I know.
from this year.
I mean,
I don't know how
would-
much they paid for this team, but they clearly.
I mean, I think it's objective. It should be objective that Kismet's the best player on their team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I'm Gotaga and I'm
You're building
I'm
around
going
him?
to him in a one-on-one, who do you want to play with?
Yeah.
And pick his brain. I wouldn't be just so gung-ho on shipping him off to make another team better. I know their situation is dire right now, but like, bro, you go an all-French team or like say that they were willing to take Pred, Pat, bro, you think Pred is going to, like, he's not going to be trying with that team? It's just
but I'm saying this,
that's a fair
and
point.
this is the problem with Kismet, and I like Kismet a lot, and I think he's a really good player. But I don't think Kismet's the type of player that if you have on your team will recruit other players there. Like and this is, I mean, no disrespect to Kismet, but he's not the guy that people are like, I want to go to that team and play with Kiz. And so it's like, we obviously know he's a top sub. He's very serviceable. He's reliable outside of that one champ series. So I think you ship him just because he's not gonna be a staple that you keep on your team that's gonna recruit better players in the long run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
well, who is? Like, they don't got nobody that is that player.
That's why I'm saying they might as well get rid of it. Like why keep Kiz if you know no one's gonna fill that role for you? Like, you might as well recoup and then, like I said, go probably the challengers route, bro. Like, just experiment.
This couldn't have broke worse for them because they're just chasing Optic's tail now for the next like 8 months. Just think about it, because they're not going to be first in line for anybody. Optic are going to be in a real roll of dice situation unless somehow they find a vein of form with the squad. Any move that they make, I don't think that they're just going to be able to just ninja and just be first in line. Like, they're just going to be hoping that their second or third option hits now until next season starts.
Also,
They should just play for pink slips tomorrow. Pray for Kiz, whoever wins.
Also, bro, I don't like.
Insane.
We've brought it up twice now, but like, I don't think Gotaga's got to drop this pickiness, bro. Like, we can't be picky about who's on our team now.
That's what I said how many episodes ago, bro?
We can't pick up Hook
when I was
this.
trashing them.
We can't pick up Pred because of this. Like,
I haven't
your
seen
team
those
is
clips.
horrible.
Why?
You can't be picky about who you're putting on your team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why does he not want Pred and Hook? Did he say, or he was just like, oh no, I just wouldn't go for those guys?
Let me find the clip.
I mean, I was just curious because
I mean, I forgot what he said about Pred, but he was talking some shit. I think he was talking some shit about Pred. I forgot exactly what he said, but I want to take a look at some clips while Ben finds the clip there of what Gotaga said.
I found that the clip is right here.
Oh, you already got it? You got it pretty quick.
That was fast.
That was
Yeah,
fast.
there's a translation at the bottom, and someone can.
All right,
verify
let's tune
that.
in. Let's see what he said.
Ah mais attends,
Ça
c'est
nous
pas
met
des gens.
du-
Imaginons par exemple là. T'es là, t'as un prêt de dispo. Est-ce que tu le prends malgré tous ces problèmes d'argent, etc. Non.
Non.
Voilà. Et qu'est-ce qu'il y a comme solution
Bah,
à part
j'en
des
sais
prêts
rien.
Là, il y a Yuk.
J'en
et-
sais rien. Non, mais on va scanner.
Tu vois,
on
si tu
va.
parles, parce qu'il y en a qui parlent de mercato.
Non,
tout
mais
ça
les
dans le
gars,
chat.
si vous parlez mercato, on va explorer
Ouais.
l'entièreté des options, mais on n'ira jamais prendre des gars qui ont des dossiers au cul. Et il y en a beaucoup plus que vous le pensez sur les différentes scènes d'ailleurs. Et c'est on n'a pas envie de donner du gaz à des mecs qui ont fait des dingueries, tu vois, de base. Il y a plein d'histoires, hein. Il y a des mecs qui se comportent très très mal avec leurs mates, il y a des mecs qui ont eu des casseroles au cul avec des meufs, il y a de tout les gars. Et nous on n'ira jamais se rabaisser à fermer les yeux. Oh, on veut des résultats, on oublie ce qu'il a fait. Non, ce qui n'est pas le cas de toutes les structures.
I mean, Dan, they kind of cooking my mans, bro. They kind of
Hey,
cooking
who's the
AG, bro.
guy in the middle?
Who is the guy in the middle? I have no idea.
Because he was talking the most.
yeah. Wait, why did they do that? They cut the captions
That
though
was
for a little
right.
bit
The
of
middle
that.
of that shit was the
Yeah,
real
like
fire.
wait, was he talking some like
Boy's dog
insane
shit,
shit?
his family's dog shit. I'll never pick him up.
His hairline trash.
Hairline
Like,
is
damn, I
cooked.
bet. Can we get some captions on that one?
Yeah, but it's looking like AG's chalked over there. I mean, it doesn't look.
I think Pat made a good point. They're in a real because this trio that they invested in is not working.
Someone said the guy in the middle is the Mr. Beast of France.
Oh,
That's true.
Well, hold on. What's his Twitter, man? Let me hit him up. Yo, what's up? Comeback story?
Hey, bro, I want to take a look at this clip right here because there was a weird spawn here in going into the P3 hill. Bro, I thought that they were deep enough to where they're blocking this, but take a look at this back spawn here from Linz. I would guess that maybe because Simp is so far pushed up the map, and they also have a guy pushed out both, that maybe just kind of nobody really like. You gotta guess. I guess you really gotta block that spawn back there, right? Like that's a sticky spawn back there. I saw some people bitching about it during the watch party, so I just wanted to bring it up. I mean, do you guys think that's a Fugue spawn? I just think they're not hard blocking.
I don't think so. I don't think that's that bad with where Simp and Draws are channeling. I don't think that's that bad.
Yeah, they're
I'm
pretty
not
far
sure.
pushed up.
I apologize. I wasn't looking at the clip, but this guy's got 20 million subs and he's getting like 10 mil
They
views
calling
on
it
video.
Mansoor
He might
Beast.
be.
What kind of videos is he uploading, Pat? What's it look like? COD videos?
Nah.
Hell no.
Like,
What? He don't never hop on the toy. 20 billion subs.
Yeah, I was about
Nah,
to say,
he should have
that's
spawned there.
crazy.
You gotta be. You
got
gotta
some
block
shit.
that more.
got some AI thumbnails though for sure.
Absolutely. Now I'm going to take a look at another P4. Ben, you were tweaking during the watch party, talking about people, nobody watching Zip. And then they ended up double watching Zip, and that ended up costing them here. I actually thought Minnesota Rokkr played this map pretty well. It's just a few mistakes, and this was one of them.
Rokkr?
Or sorry, LAG. I saw the purple. I fucking just tweaked. LAG. I actually think LAG played this map pretty well. They kept it close, but they double watched Zip. And they end up trolling themselves. I mean, take a look at the break here. You see as soon as he gives it up, too, he hits down Zip. And that's usually what the guy does when he's late pinching. Like, he'll wait for some noise and wait for a kill to go down. And Abizi just hits the perfect timing. I mean, it's the terrors who just run through the fucking hill and just break that shit. I mean, if you're LAG here, I mean, what would you change here if you're LAG? Because they're playing tight here.
This happens a lot, Tom.
Yeah, do you think they're playing too tight, Nub, or what?
So this is one that happened to the Falcons. Their setup is a little tight, but
Wait, back up. Sorry, 10 more seconds. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You can back it up.
Wait, to where Kiz gets into the house. Okay, this is fine.
Okay, I got it.
This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Is he?
He's up top, I think.
I don't think he is because he runs in backdoor. I think he's in the mid corner looking for the pinch, and Abe just runs in backdoor past him. Or he goes top. No, Abe hops top and then goes down.
Yeah,
Abe hops top and then goes down. Okay.
Yeah, that's tough. Because
I mean, there's just so many times. I mean, it's so hard to say because he did take the one route that Kiz couldn't pick up around the back.
Yeah.
Which is just so unfortunate. But like, fuck me, that's a tough situation.
Realistically, if you're the Bulldog, you can't do that ever again.
That's
Right?
No,
That's
a pure timing spot for sure.
Because if Bulldog just goes down Zip, picks up the pinch, right,
and
then
then
P-Dog can flood.
Yeah,
and they can just bump and then call it a day.
I was curious why that got so weird, but Abe just hit like the one route that Kiz couldn't have in that weird corner he was in.
Yeah, and I think LAG ended up getting back in there and re-breaking, but yeah, it didn't matter too much there. And then we hop into the Hasi. And again, this is just some of these breaks coming in. I wanted to talk about this P2 rotation with Atlanta FaZe. We talk about it all the time. These guys have no idea what they're doing when it comes to a P2 rotation. And look how this plays out. LAG waltzed through well, and nobody picked it up. Like, do you think FaZe should be backing up and picking up well here in a situation like they had a lot of time to think about this as well? Because Simp, you can see him. He starts playing over towards P2, which I don't mind. But I almost feel like in a situation like this, especially when it's really quiet, that maybe MC should just back up here. Because he kind of hovers around mid too long, and then
this is what Chris said the other day about them having like being on two separate pages on the rotation. They're like half playing both. Like MC's like helping Chris at old, or who's on old Abe.
Yeah,
he's like half helping Abe at old, while Simp and Zach are trying to play the rotation, and like Zach dies, so now Simp has to watch front and well. MC's like also wants to help Abe, so he's not picking up well for Chris. So I feel like they're like, it is a consistent thing because it was a point that Chris made a couple episodes ago, and it seems like they're still kind of doing that. I think they just have to pick a play here. Like either Abe gets kills, buys time, like soaks as much P1 time as they can, and Cell backs up, or they just have to heavy commit and let like Simp solo hold front while those guys hit it, and then Zach like helps hold and like late plays well.
Yeah,
like they have to have an idea in their head of what they want to do as a team. And I think they're splitting right now, and it's costing them because it happened on the first rotation too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no, they struggle with their P2s. In a situation like this, I mean, it's quiet. Nobody's really pushing old, especially once it gets to like 18 seconds, where it is now, or 17 seconds. Like I think if you're MC, you turn here and just try and cut off well. But it was Kismet who makes a good play through open. He finds MC. Nobody picks up well, so LAG is able to just waltz through well. And now you can see the gaps now just opening up on a map. FaZe, they have to win some crazy ones now to try and hold this, and they just all collapse. And now you see that mini map, right? LAG completely flips the map on them now, and look at the score, right? It's such a tight game. Like if FaZe doesn't fuck up this rotation, they probably win this map a lot cleaner. So they definitely got to go back and just work on this roto, because this P2 is killing them. And it always comes from well, in my opinion. Like it's always people coming through well early, right? Like I like picking up. I feel like eventually as like once you're halfway through P2, you give it up. But like early, like those early routes, people are taking routes well. Yeah. Or they're trying to smash through front, but in this case, draws a pinch, they got to kill and die. Like he knew there was only one guy there. Like they were missing people, and it was quiet mid map. So definitely got to pick up well there. But then other than that, I didn't really have too much. I wanted to show the ending here of the Hasi because Abizi just makes the fucking play. Rotating over from the P2 to the P3 and take a look at the play A makes. You have LAG now who's rotated here early. Abizi through bottom wine, able to find a big fight onto Lins, throws out the tack, hits Lunars with the stun, wins another one. That's a big 2-piece on rotation. Last guy going to be in a hard point. He goes down. Bada bing, bada boom. You can see now how much different this mini-map looks now after Abe just makes that play through mid-map. Just a great heads-up play for Abizi to hit through the middle of the map, find those 2 kills, and do what he's got to do to get that break there. That was another rotation where I think LAG maybe fucked up here, just taking ones. I think Lens gets caught out here. And he goes down, and then again, Lunars, he has to turn now. It's just the rotation, the setup from LAG was a little wonky. They were just all over the place, kind of just giving people solo chows, and they end up losing every fight, so it doesn't help them at all. If you're LAG, how would you guys have set up here? If you're LAG, you think there was a problem with their setup here?
I just think Lens was moving a little too much.
Yeah, Lens can't be where he's at.
Yeah.
A good team is going to take a route around the back.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You already have Lunars is plat, and I know Lens is obviously trying to help facilitate, like if they come top bar through open, but that's like not your job.
Yeah.
You gotta play for your guaranteed one before anything else. I think he just got too antsy.
Yep, and I like setups too on Roto where like there's people there that can trade you, or at least like close enough to where they can hit a crossfire or turn and help. Like I just want people in positions where they can kind of in 1 or 2 seconds be there to help, right? Like depending on where depending on the information and where they're coming from. Because granted, we know where they're coming from, hindsight, looking at the mini map, but in game, right? Like you got to get info. Like, you got to figure out where they're coming from and then kind of play off of that. And LAG just don't do that. Right, so good plays from Atlanta FaZe on the break. You guys got any other final thoughts here with the series with LAG and FaZe? Again, I felt like the series today were pretty one-sided. I was 4-0 in my predictions, not to toot my own horn. I think I'm leading the breaking point predictions right now.
I don't remember. Are you leading the breaking point predictions for us right now?
I'm not too sure. Am I, guys? Am I?
Tom, I think you are.
I think it's me, Sam. I think it's me.
God.
We still have all weekend to play for, though.
Yeah, we still got another week, but I mean, I've been on a fucking streak here, bro. I mean, they can't stop me, Sam. I think I am, Sam. I think I am.
Wow, man, so typical. If we get a W spam in the chat, man. Wow.
That's now we're talking. That's a lot.
Ball Sonic can play there.
But yeah, we got 3 matches tomorrow. We'll take a look at fantasy tomorrow because we got one more day, so we'll see what happens. We'll get a fantasy update tomorrow. Everybody's in a grueler right now, so. We'll see what's going on. But let's do our predictions real quick. Let's get through it. We had a pretty long show today. We had 4 matches, so we'll be quick. Optic LAG. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. I got LAG. I got LAG in this one. I got LAG 3-1 or 3, either a 3-0 or a 3-1 because Optic can't win maps. So I got LAG on the first series. Who do you got, Pat? You muted,
Yeah,
Pat.
you fall asleep at the mic again or
I'm
what?
always muted, man.
I'm not muted. I'm thinking, guys. This is a tough
You're
one.
good, Pat. You're good. He's
What's there
pondering.
to think about?
You gotta go LA.
You going to LAG, Pat?
You gotta go LA.
All right, you got LAG? 100%?
Yeah. I'm locking it in.
All right, what about you, Sam?
LAG, because they actually played FaZe well today.
All right, Ben?
LAG. I can't pick Optic until they win one.
All right, Nub.
Man, bro. I mean, they gotta get one, right? Like they got
That's
to.
what we've been
One map,
saying,
maybe.
bro.
Here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Both these teams are absolute dog ass, green bean asserole, but like LAG at least look like they're still inspired to play, man. Optic just don't even. They're basically forfeiting every series they play. So for those reasons and more, I'm going Optic Texas 3-1.
All right,
You're picking Optic to win tomorrow, Nubler.
I am.
Yeah,
Something's gotta break, right? Something's got
We've
to.
been saying that for 3 weeks.
Ian's going against the grain here. I like it, Ian. Only one
Unless
season out.
Mansoor Beast wants to hit my DMs. What's his name? Squeezy?
Bro, I didn't.
No,
I didn't
I'll
know
get
that,
them boys right.
Broken was the other owner. Let me see. That might have been a little bit before y'all.
So they have
We
three
talking about
owners?
No, we talking about Brocky?
Yeah, well, his name when he played was Broken, but yeah, now it's Brox.
Yeah, that's the
he
guy.
was he
I
was
know him.
Broken when he played. Yeah, he played it. That's crazy, bro. Shout out to these guys. They really blew up in the. I mean, I guess they're global now, but in yes, bro. Like, cause I remember competing against all of them.
Just running their world and shit.
Yeah, I was running their world, of course, but I mean, like, it's still dope to see. I mean, that was 12 years ago. So shout out to those guys for their success.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. And then we got Vancouver Surge going up against Minnesota Rokkr. I got Vancouver in this one. I think Vancouver's just looked stronger in the last few weeks, so I'm going to go with Vancouver in this one. Who do you got, Pat?
Yeah, I'll take Vancouver as well.
Sam? Ben?
I'm going Minnesota Rokkr upset.
All right, interesting. Ian, I see the face. What do you think?
Somebody smell like Vancouver Surge, man. 3-0. Look at
Damn, 3-0.
And then we got
think it's
Cloud9.
3-1. Vancouver Surge 3-1.
And then we got Cloud9 versus Atlanta FaZe. I'm going with Atlanta FaZe. I'll say 3-0, 3-1. I'm hoping Cloud9 can make that a series, but we'll see what happens. What about you, Pat? What do you got?
Take Atlanta FaZe.
Sam?
D9.
Benjay?
D9.
Yeah, man.
I'm down in the predictions. I got to do a little something.
I guess they want breaking points. You hear this?
Yeah, I don't know what
We're
the
up
fuck they're
10,
doing.
Pat. You picked Optic every day. I don't want to hear it.
What do you think?
I've never picked up.
Or not,
I got
Optic.
Atlanta
What do you
FaZe
control? You're
3-2.
picking like Falcons.
You guys can
and
beat
shit.
Tom.
They gotta win
3-2.
eventually, bro.
Oh, okay.
All right, man. Benjay, you know the vibe. All right. Ian, you're the special guest here. You give the prediction. What do you think's happening with the pot? You think Benjay's sinking this or what?
I'll tell you this, Tom. I've been holding a piss in for an hour right now.
Uh-huh.
I need Ben to get me right, man. If you don't make
Absolutely.
this, I got Ben making that right in that. You hear me?
Absolutely. Let's see what Benjay can do as the channel predictions are coming in. Ben stepping up to the green, lining it up. Let's see if he can sink the pot. He hits it and he sinks it yet again. He's been clinical.
I've been on fire today. I
All
don't think you
weekend
understand.
long, and it's Benjay the
Jack can back
same.
me up. I didn't miss a single pot in stream today.
That's good work, Benjay.
coffee and cod.
That's phenomenal work from you, Ben. That's phenomenal. You're sinking every putt these days. That's good work
I'm
from Ben.
I'm back in my bullshit.
Huge shout out for Ian for hopping on. Ian, would love to have you on some more.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
They love
Appreciate
you.
you.
They love you. The comments are always asking about that nub, man. They love you, nub. So we'll
It's
definitely-
fraud. I actually got a thumb, Tom. I do.
He's got a built-in
It's
control
detachable,
freak.
bro. That's his biggest dirty secret. It's detachable.
I'm a nasty dub.
It's so lonely. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank. Check out audio sites around. Go follow at the flank on Twitter. Guys doing a phenomenal job running socials. ZooMaa.gg merch coming out soon. It'll be out next week, so make sure to check that out. And of course, join the community. It's spotlighted to the top of my Twitter, the top of the flank Twitter. Make sure to join the ZMF community. Guys, as always, take care, brush your hair, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on another episode of The Flank, man. Thank you guys for watching. Ciao, ciao. Slowly.
Well, get that merch, man, or else y'all is low wage.
I like that.